the next day, just put the score, you know.
Good curling. Good curling. Good curling. Good curling. Good curling. Good curling.
Welcome, everybody, to the St. Paul Curling Club. It's the St. Paul Let's Cure Lupus Finals. The ladies are lined up here. It's Dubberstein versus Pottinger. The men are dilly-dallying about. We've got a whole crew of people up here watching the Vikings-Eagles. We have Carl Ball running the computer. And we have the esteemed Scott Belvich on the co-chair mic.
Hi.
How's it going, eh?
Super duper.
All right.
Looking forward to the final. Should be a very exciting game. Both the men and the women. On the men's side, we got the Andrew Stopera rink taking on who?
Stopera versus Fenner.
Fenner. That's correct.
All by itself.
Stopera versus Fenner. A couple of HP program teams in the final here at the St. Paul Curling Club cash spiel.
The St. Paul Let's Cure Lupus cash spiel.
Right, no
2018.
2018. Coming from you live. We're a little jacked up here.
Is Nick Freeman still watching?
I don't know. I'm just getting the chat going. We'll see. No. Well, I don't know if he's watching.
Uh-oh. I didn't see the first rock. The Dubberstein rink has the hammer. And they're going to come out with a corner guard. Maybe she called for it in the house. I think it would be out of the house as a corner guard.
Moving a lot.
We'll see. This rock is really curling.
Go, 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 go. Yep, 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 all the way.
She does do believe once in the house, but it is over curled. And her weight was pretty good. It just
Right here.
over curled and got so far out to the edge it just missed the house.
Huh?
I got a little static going on in my
That's
connections.
I think that's actually this mic, the wireless mic.
All right.
Does that sound better?
Sure. That does sound better.
Yeah. But I want to hear her, so.
Regan Burr, the lead for Allison Pottinger rink, coming out with her second stone. Her first stone is out of play. I'm not sure what happened to it. She got a little excited being in the final. Got it through the house. This rock is definitely going to settle into the house.
I don't really want it to be over that far. That's fine there.
I think the Vikings missed a kick. Is that what happened? Missed a kick?
Good job.
So.
Did they really?
I think so.
No way.
Yeah, well, I saw the kicker walking off, and I saw a bunch of Philly fans cheering, so. Yes.
The Lions beat the Packers, and I understand Mason Crosby missed 4 field goals for the Pack.
Cut them. And then we can pick them up.
Yeah, that'd be a good move.
The men are sliding out on sheet 6.
They're loosening up. Going to throw a few practice rocks. Get their game moving forward here. We'll try to call both. Christopher Lindsay.
Wrong.
Leisney.
Wrong. Listney.
Christopher Linseed.
Oh, looks like Carl's got his headset on. Let me turn his mic on, see if he has anything to say.
Right, on its own.
Hi,
Let it
Carl.
work a little bit.
Hi.
Carl Ball is working the computer over there.
He's actually got a good view of the game because he's watching the big monitor.
On its own.
Yeah. He's relieving Matt Long, who did the middle match from the computer side. Watch this.
Matt doesn't talk much.
This is something I can do over here to
Mess with Carl.
get their attention. Is something going wrong on something over there on number 4? Yeah.
Hey, guys.
How's it going, Baller?
It's going pretty good.
You were curling this weekend too, eh?
Yeah, learning some new stuff here over at the computer desk.
Oh yeah.
Did you did you curl in the TCCA invitational thing?
I would say for the most part, yeah, except for one game I don't think I was really there.
Were there any results from that?
Yeah, St. Paul won the won the TCCA Invitational as a club.
Yes!
And then Beetle won for team.
Yes!
The beads.
You know, Kent Beadle founded this cash spiel.
Oh.
Or he was the first person to run it.
That's right.
And
And
also created a drink.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
And we're going to have one.
As far as I know, there weren't any Beetle breezers today.
No, I thought little Sparky said that they were say he had a Beetle Breezer this morning.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
I should write a St. Paul Curling Club official song. Well, write the song and then get it, make it official.
Like Bear Down Chicago Bears
Something like that.
We just got to a spot that
or
like that.
Skull Vikings.
Hadn't been done
Yeah,
yet.
like I do after on my team, we sing drinking songs. So I sing, beer, 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 tiddly beer, beer, beer. A long time ago, way back in history, when all there was to drink was nothing but cups of tea, along came a band by the man by the name of Charlie Mops. He invented a wonderful drink and he made it out of hops. He must have been a sultan or an admiral or a king. And to his praises we shall always sing.
Yes!
Look at what he brings to us. He's filled us up with cheer. Lord bless Charlie Mops, the man who invented beer, beer, tiddly. Yeah, something like that.
Who wrote that song?
I don't know, but the Clancy brothers recorded it a long time ago.
Ah, the Clancy brothers. Why wouldn't have they?
Our readers, or our listeners, just dropped by 35. I promise I will not sing
The beer song?
that song unless it's requested.
Have you ever heard the polka song, Grab Your Balls, We're Going Bowling?
Clean.
Huh?
Yep.
I was just,
Whoa.
Wentz just got tackled.
Gotta go. Yep.
And they're punting. Did you hear me?
No, I was distracted by it.
Have you ever heard the song, the
Yep.
polka song, Grab Your Balls, We're Going Bowling?
I think you might have sung it.
Mentioned that.
Yeah.
I can't really remember the lyrics too much, but it's a really good song. There's a radio station out of Le Sueur that we get in Chaska. It's KCHK 95.5. And it's very much a small town radio programming. They do things like obituaries and they do the trading posts, so people can call in with their tractors and their
I like that kind of stuff.
manure spreaders and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
Go.
they play a ton of polka.
Yes. Yes.
And you've heard that song on the.
Yeah.
Up in International Falls, there's a number of those type of radio stations. And when I was a kid, they used to not have phones out on the islands, and so they had a certain time. It was radio hour, like 10 o'clock in the morning. It was messages, and you'd get like when visitors would come up, they would on the radio they'd say, Nancy, this message is from Sue. I'll be arriving at the landing at 2 p.m.
Nice.
And then you'd get another message. It's Nancy. This is Sue. You're coming up. Make sure to bring more vodka.
And everybody could get those messages?
Yeah, it was just like a general open.
Right.
Yeah, they've now replaced it with the obituaries.
Yeah.
They have on the radio obituaries.
Yeah.
Today, nobody died.
Yeah. Well, those are fun. I like that at a small town radio. I listen to K-Check all the time.
I was like, this might go, but.
All right. So what's going on here?
Curling.
Yeah. And what do we know?
We know that the Dubberstein rink has hammer. We know we're into thirds rocks in the first end. And Anna Marie has decided, I think, to throw a downweight hit on this red Pottinger rock for Cora Farrell, and hopefully stick around the house towards the center of the sheet. I can't tell. Carl, can you tell over there if that yellow rock's biting on the right about the tee line, way out there on the edge?
It doesn't appear to be. It's on the TV above you.
Carl? Hello?
He just got his headset on.
Move a whole lot.
Carl Ball?
Yeah.
You're fired.
Can you?
Already. Sounds like my job at the curling club.
You just get yelled at to clean the windows.
Yeah. They even made a special sign.
Speaking of that, these windows are pretty scuzzy.
They're not.
Yesterday, I sat over there after you sat over there, and there was a big Scott Belvich forehead print right in the middle of the ice.
I was trying to find the red number 4 rock on sheet 5 that's supposedly a straight stone. And I leaned a little too far and whacked my head on the glass. But can you tell on your on the computers, is that yellow rock biting out there on the wing?
No, it doesn't look like it is.
It's not in?
No.
Well, I'm going to tell you this right now. It's awful close.
I can see like probably, I don't know, a toothbrush width there.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. I know the ice maker here.
Yes.
And he put these circles in. So if I were the Dubberstein rink, I would put the biter stick on that for sure. Because it might look out, but that doesn't mean it's not within 6 feet.
How far is the pinhole off, too?
Well, yeah, it could be. He's got nice copper pins in there. Of course, the ice is brand new here. It's only been in for a week and a half or so. It's been playing fantastic all weekend long. I think the curlers have enjoyed it. We're getting 4.5 to 5 feet of curl, depending on your rotation. And that would be the number of rotations on the rock when you release it down the ice. And we're playing at a good 25-plus second ice. They're typically getting about 14.5 seconds hog to hog. Throwing right around 4-second splits. So it's been, and it's been that way the whole time. So it's held up very nicely. Craig Sabotnick doing a fine job.
So I have the skips, all 4 skips. So I have the 2 men's skips and the 2 women's skips. So we'll be able to flip back and forth. Men's team, they just started out. So they're at the beginning of their end. I was going to say our director of IT here at the club, Adam Height, when we were setting up, I probably shouldn't say this until this match is done, but nobody here is going to be even listen to us. So he had a ladder up over sheet 5 adjusting cameras. We did a lot of work. Matt and Adam did an incredible amount of work to stay up all night getting these cameras set up because we've got rewiring. And he was juggling screwdrivers apparently at the top of the ladder, and the screwdriver went straight down into the ice, and we think that it punctured the decal thing.
And decal thing, you mean the house, the vinyl house?
Yeah, that. Yeah, and we were a little fearful to come up here and talk to Craig and Sarah.
Yeah. Sarah Thuriet, one of the other full-time ice makers here.
Yeah. And they said it was okay as long if we didn't tell them and they found out. That would have been a lot worse.
Well, I get that a lot. People do weird things on your ice and then they don't tell you. And you go out there and you go, well, what the hell happened here? And what happened there?
And you're going backwards. I'm like, oh, she's going backwards.
I actually think that argument, though, that it's a canard, because my dad used to always say, if you hit a rock with the boat, tell me. You won't get in trouble.
Right.
But if I find out that you hit a rock later.
Right.
But I always get yelled at every time I ever hit a rock. So.
Did you have to buy new propellers? Lower units? Did you ever tear your lower unit off the well, you guys always have big, luxurious boats, so you have inboards.
No.
Well, you lived on an island.
Yeah, we used to have an IO, but we all ours are outboards. But, yeah, we've done damage to props.
So for those of you that don't know, we're blanking the end here in the first, which is kind of this end in the first end was typical of a first end competitive game where there's a lot of hits going on and getting a feel for the ice. So that's what happened with the blank end. Anne-Marie will keep the hammer for the second end.
I've turned the audio on for the men now. Let's see let's get ourselves kind of lined up for the men.
They're about halfway through the first end.
Yeah, let me just go quickly through the lineups. And the Stopera rink is Graham Fenson is their lead, most important position in curling, in my opinion. Number 2, Ben Richardson. 3 is Luke Violet. Skip, Andrew Stopera. And on the Fenner rink, it is Alex Fenson is lead. Mark Fenner plays second, or shoots second, but skips. Thomas Howell plays third, and Corey Dropkin throws the final rocks.
Oh, and we just saw a mistake out of Mr. Fenner. Came a little heavy trying to bump
come here
that
again.
red rock off the corner.
But it just probably leaves an easy
Went
double
by
later.
it. I don't think it curled as much as he was expecting.
What?
The Stopera
Well,
rink
just roll here. You're good.
made it here to the final.
He
I'm
knows
not
that
sure
it's
they've
not
been
good,
in the
but you
St.
gotta
Paul
roll.
Cash Spiel final before. They're relatively young. They were the junior national champions here in the States and won a silver medal at the junior world championships. Had a fine showing.
It looks like the Vikings just had a field goal, so that's good.
They did.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we're leading the Green Bay Packers 1 field goal
Close. Yep.
to none.
Yep.
So since the
Hard.
Skips mics are
Yep.
on the men's side, are we supposed to be calling that game, or do we stay on sheet 5?
We'll leave it on the men's.
Get us out of here, Tommy.
We're like at half end, so it's probably good. We could they're a half ahead or behind, so we can watch the end of this one and flip down here. Might be confusing for banter.
Might be. Regan Burr, Todd Burr's wife, who just barely lost the final to Stopera, or the semifinal, I should say, earlier today, made Andrew throw a pistol of a shot to score 1 and win the game.
Oh, I guess we are calling now that I look at the stream. We are
We're
calling
1,
this
but
one.
I still don't mind hitting it.
So I'll flip the other mic.
Yeah.
This is a slightly different setup here that we have, so it's going to take a little time to get into the groove. And then we have a rookie over there on the computer.
Carl, if you have anything to say, just chime in. You wanted to come up and do this, but you're awfully quiet over there.
I know. I'm learning all this other stuff.
What are you learning?
How to switch the cameras, how to update the scores, how to make the hammer go to the other team.
You shouldn't have to do that. It does that automatically.
Well, sometimes.
Carl, do you know that greed will get you the hammer?
That is the second one. I was trying to tell someone last night, I said I've learned 2 important things about curling one is when you're up, your guards shouldn't be. The second one is greed. Get you the hammer.
It's like a pretty good draw there. Might be a little deep.
Yeah, it's not bad. It gets fully buried. If you were to look at that rock from the hack, I don't think you'd see it.
Yeah.
That yellow guard up there on that perfect angle, I don't think you could see that rock at all from the other side. Maybe either of these rocks, because that red rock is dead behind the high guard that is available out there too. And Alice is calling for Jordan Moulton to come down into the house.
Carl, I have a technical thing I need to clear with you. We need to figure out it says, do we have the ability? We do have the ability to put the men's overhead in the top left of the feature game.
I'm being told no.
Oh yeah, we could bring that camera in, but it would be really hard because it would be hard to tell, like if they're on the far end, because they're off kilter ends. I don't know which one we'd put in.
We don't have a men's overhead camera.
Oh no, technically we don't have the camera. No, the answer is no. Thank you for playing.
Who asked that?
Oh, okay, cool.
Kelly from Alaska.
Kelly from Alaska.
North.
She was watching the other night.
Yeah, yeah.
Kelly, where do you curl?
She Fairbanks Curling
good
Club.
luck.
And she,
Fairbanks Curling. Is that the only curling club in Alaska? They got to have more than one, don't they?
well, I'm sure we'll find out soon. I think Cora is from there.
Cora Farrell's from Fairbanks?
I think so. Well, look it up. You've got the sheet there.
Oh,
with all
right
the
here.
information.
Actually, I was just going to do that. I do have it right here. I was looking at the Pottinger rink because I was going to bring up some highlights of Jordan Moulton, who's from Chi-Town. That's Toddlin Town. Highland Park, to be more exact. Jordan getting ready to throw her second shot as the second. But Cora Farrell is from Glen Ridge, New Jersey / Fairbanks, Alaska.
Ding, ding, we have a winner.
There you go.
She's a poli-sci major
Wait only.
at the University of Minnesota, a junior.
Whoa, girls, whoa.
She loves her beagle. She
Whoa.
enjoys hiking, deep sea fishing,
Whoa, no.
and Serena Williams.
Yep,
I bet
yep,
she
then
has
let's
caught
go.
a salmon.
Yep.
I bet
Yep,
she has
salmon,
caught a
yep,
salmon.
salmon,
I'd love to
salmon.
go deep sea fishing with Cora Farrell in Alaska. I think that'd be fantastic.
Okay, that's
Oh,
all right.
that draw came a little deep.
Night and
Carl,
day.
we're talking about fishing right now.
I don't like fishing.
You
I
know-
like to eat fish, but I won't go fishing for it.
I was talking to
Yeah.
last night Steven,
What?
and he was from Alaska as
3 and
well.
4
And I asked,
are
"Oh, have you
here.
ever caught a salmon?" He said,
Aren't
"No,
they?
I don't like the outdoors. That's
Yeah.
why I moved away from Alaska."
Which guy said that?
Stephen Berklet.
Oh, really?
No, it's okay. I'm just
Wow.
trying to remember what goes with what.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I judged him for that comment.
Yeah, I would. I don't like the guy anymore. I don't even know him.
There's a 2-sheeter in Anchorage where Jessica Schultz is from, and six sheets in Alaska.
In Fairbanks?
I'm assuming that's Fairbanks.
Yeah. Well, here's a very interesting stat about Anne-Marie Dubberstein. She was born in Hong Kong,
Oh, wow.
lives in Portage, Wisconsin,
go right over
and
here.
she has been curling competitively since she's just a wee child,
Seven
actually.
is nice.
She's 20 now. She's also at the University of Minnesota as a junior in Carlson School of Management and Marketing with an emphasis on international business. She admires Simone Biles. That's the Olympic gymnast, if I
Yep.
remember correctly, right?
Yep.
She was the Wisconsin
whoa,
State High School
whoa.
champ back in 2014.
Close. Yep. Whoa.
So
No,
Kelly said
no.
that so Kelly got married in Costa Rica,
We're getting a little
Sweet.
and they did. I think as she was coming down to the aisle or something, they sang North to Alaska. They played that, and Cora was there. I talked to Cora, and she said she was there. That's all context. Cora, so Kelly says that Cora also caught a tuna in Costa Rica, and has caught plenty of salmon, and that her mom and dad are watching, and they could correct her. So
All right.
10.
I like the Alaska connection.
Yeah, we got a lot of Alaska, Seattle kind of connections here this weekend. A lot of quality curlers coming out of that area. A lot of them have moved to the Twin Cities. Some of these kids that are at school at the University of Minnesota, they know they can curl here 10, 11 months out of the year.
Colin Huffman, I think, moved down as well.
Yeah, Colin Huffman. And
I should ask Cora if
Yes.
I'm speaking. I'm going to be at a Carlson School marketing class. It's Management 101 week from Friday. 600 kids. She might want to come over and
learn something.
See how I do.
You like right here?
Excellent. I like that idea.
I think she'll probably decline.
I don't want to go over
I
here.
see
at all.
Zabachnik and Thuriat, the two ice makers
size
here, are
perfect,
down at the far end of the club room, and you see what's in front of them?
Orange soda.
That would be a Beetle Breezer, sir.
That sounds pretty good.
I am ready for a Beetle Breezer.
Well, the tradition here is it's a magic trick we do.
Yeah.
So we get 3 Beetle Breezers.
3 Beetle Breezers. We'll see if that happens.
Doing good.
All right.
What
Keep
about
her
Matt?
moving, Yep. Keep her moving.
Does he
Yep.
need a Beetle Breezer?
Matt need a Beetle
Yep,
Breezer?
keep
No, he
coming.
doesn't.
Yep.
He's got to go,
Yep,
and then
never
his wife
stop.
will
Yep,
smell it
every
on his
bit.
breath.
Yep, we need more. Come on,
Beat him.
hard. Yep, come on.
Beat
Every bit. Keep coming.
Which I say you should let
Steve,
that
guys.
happen because it can be fun.
That's
If
all
you're
right.
into that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh. So Teresa Kiernan says Cora caught
Just
a
like hit
saltfish
stick.
in Costa Rica. She's an expert fisherman. Oh, sailfish. Ooh, sailfish. Holy moly.
Bit of a guess.
Well, I'm going to have to chat with
Where
her
are you
about
gonna
it. I
do
caught
that?
a bunch of tuna and wahoo in Jamaica
Okay.
Evan,
once.
Like 10.
Evan, we're way ahead of you. You're not actually listening.
You're,
You're
like,
just
bored?
typing, so
10.
I'm sure. Probably watching. No, you don't like football. Anyways, Evan says, unfortunately, they can't put the other overheads on the stream. You know why that is? It's because the club can't afford it.
Yeah.
So if you want overheads, donate to the GoFundMe campaign that I haven't started yet.
Or to the St. Paul Curling Club Foundation.
Yes, you could do that. And then right in there, this is for, I think we need about $500 per camera for overheads.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Cora, the expert fisherman,
Yep.
is also an expert curler. She just missed the double. Needed a little less of that rock.
That's good, my bad.
Still second and third shots. So.
Still second and third, not bad. They do have hammer.
Love them having two of them
Excuse
in
me for yawning.
You can draw under ours too. Sorry about that. We got
One, two, though.
here. Right here.
Allison decided she's got a lot of options here to sit second.
The only thing with the over there.
This is her plan,
double on
to
this
try to force one.
I feel like the double's steeper on
I've got
this
some
side.
fun stats here too on
But it'll jam either way, right?
the Pottinger rink. These girls just kind of threw a team together this fall to play in this, and maybe they'll play in some other things. I'm not quite sure, but here they are in the final. I saw them having a little lunch earlier after they won their semi, and I said, "You wily veterans."
You might have been a smidge tight, but you're pretty close.
They've done it again, got themselves into the final, despite not having played a lot together. But they're all darn good shooters, so there you go.
Courtney George was earlier. I could tell she's a veteran of curling around here. She brought down a pitcher of beer. She got it tucked over here, right around the corner, so she can scoot off every once in a while and some beer.
Courtney is an occupational therapist at Recover Health. She was on the U.S. Olympic team back in '06. That was in Turin, I believe, Italy. She won the Junior Nationals in '07 and '04 and been runner-up a few other times. She has a long, long family curling history. Her father, Tom, out of Duluth, where she's originally from. Her brother, Tyler, who was on the gold medal winning men's Olympic team.
Stay with it. Stay.
They both, her and Tyler, have been highly successful and decorated curlers.
From Jordan at the end.
Alice's rock's coming down to the house. She's trying to sit 1-2, and this rock is gliding, and it's going to get past the tee, but I think she's going to be okay. It's going to be close. She's sitting 2. Her rocks are even. It makes a very difficult double, even though Anne-Marie is calling that right away.
What weight should we play?
Sorry.
The gals, when they kind of miss shots, I don't know if you notice this. Allison just said they come in. They say sorry all the time.
Yeah, that's a Minnesota thing too.
It is a Minnesota
Well,
thing.
room's good.
And I was playing poorly in the St. Paul Summer Spiel last end of May, with Scott Clausen was skipping, and I was saying sorry a lot as I came down into the house. I was playing third, and he yelled at me. He told me to quit saying, "I'm sorry."
I've seen you play well and then blow it, and you get really upset. Do you remember that one international? It was like 2 years ago. You guys lost out, and I was trying to get you to commentate, and you're like, "I can't do it." You were like all upset.
Was I?
Oh yeah.
He's a pretty upbeat guy. I've never really seen.
Yeah,
him
you were
upset
really, you were, because you thought, I think you thought we're in this.
Well, we were going to the final.
Yeah.
And that's where the money was, and we lost the semifinal by about a quarter of an inch on a fantastic draw by Jason Smith, and he just came a quarter inch heavy, and we ended up losing.
Yeah.
And so we got nothing.
Now they pay out second.
I think I was exhausted, though. I wasn't so mad. I was just tired. I don't really get mad anymore. I don't expect anything out of curling too much.
No, I've never seen you mad.
No.
I only get mad at you, Carl.
I know.
When you don't clear the front.
Yeah, or pick up the snow.
Yeah, or leave the snow laying around behind the rocks.
It's so hard this way. Okay. Worst case if it's
Anne-Marie's rock kind of stayed dead straight on her, didn't move a lot. She didn't quite get that inside roll she needed, or as much as she wanted. Allison can hit the shot stone and sit 2 still. May leave an opportunity for the double, and if she does leave an opportunity for a double,
I think so. I think right here. With
The Dubberstein rink could end up with 3.
Yeah.
I think she wants to hit this and roll just towards your side there, Mr.
Give me 1 more inch.
Listening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she's playing control weight, not too much weight on this.
What is control weight, Carl? Can you explain that to our listeners?
No.
Come on. What's normal hit weight if you were to time a rock from hog to hog?
Is there a specific time or does it depend on the team?
Oh, it's kind of a general rule of thumb. It's 9 seconds. So control weight would probably be somewhere in that 10-second range, I think. Sometimes with these elite teams, that's what they call for when they're calling their hit weight. They'll say, well, what do you want to throw for hit weight? And they'll say, let's throw a 10 or let's throw a 10.5, which would be a little down. They don't sometimes say, whoops.
Ooh.
Rock over curl there. We had a little action going on from the men's side.
They actually, the rock was coming over, and they looked at it and turned away as if not to do anything, and then they had to do it. It was like a Keystone Cops thing going on.
It was like a Keystone Cops. Then they all jumped on it, and if they had foam in between the sheets, like in Chaska, you wouldn't have to worry about that kind of thing.
Is it like big blue foam?
No, it's gray, dark gray, kind of black.
It's in the ice?
It's in the ice.
We couldn't do that here, could we?
You'd have to use like some pretty small foam because the sheets here are rather narrow. So if you narrowed them up even more, it wouldn't be too good. So no, you really probably couldn't do it here. Use a 1 inch by 1 inch, but that isn't going to hold up.
Yeah.
So as a result, Mrs. Pottinger's hit, she over curled on her. I didn't pay attention to the release or anything, but she flashed it. And what's going to happen now is they are sitting second still, but Anne-Marie sees an opportunity to play off her own stone, I believe, if possible, or just paper the red guard at the top of the 12-foot and move Allison's number 7 red rock back. And if she moves it back far enough, she's looking at 3.
Mittful.
Yes. Yes.
This rock's hanging out there. It's hanging out there. It needs to come in. A lot of rotation on that stone. Oh, she's got a beautiful shot for 4 here.
Looks good.
Very nice shot.
This is really neat 5 rock thing. Remember you said you had missed it and didn't see how it was coming into play? Yeah. I think I might miss it. And the next end.
And that puts the Dubberstein rink in full control early in the 2018 St. Paul Curling Club Let's Cure Lupus Cash Spiel.
Should we talk about the men's team?
Nah.
No? All right. I guess we'll just sit here looking at blank air.
Our magic trick didn't quite work, though. Tim Martin. Our magic trick's about to work. I don't know if you folks know Tim Martin. Tim Martin is a professional bartender here at the St. Paul Curling Club.
And he had the best summer of his life.
He did have the best summer of his life. Tell us why. You spent a lot of time on Birch Lake in Ely, or Babbitt, sorry. Tim's got a fantastic little cabin on Birch and tucked into a bay that you can sit on the dock for hours on end fishing for northern and
Is it coming down or are we gonna bring it back?
I gotta I'm gonna tell them a story. What's the name of your neighbor? The old Finn.
Oh,
what? Lampa. We need 3 beetle breezers, please.
Beautiful.
Anyway, we were fishing off his dock, and his old neighbor, who's Finnish, Lampa, came over. And he's probably in his early 80s. And he sits down on the dock, and Tim, being the gracious host that he always is, says, Lampa, what can I get you to drink? And he says, well, what do you have? And Tim says, well, I got some beer, and I got some whiskey. And Lampa says, I don't want the beer.
Yeah.
So
That's all right. It might, I mean, you know, it might.
classic Finnish answer, right? Kind of that passive aggressive.
That's all right.
Yeah. Are you Finnish?
Come on back here then.
No.
Yep.
No.
Norwegian.
Yep,
Norwegian.
come on back.
Yeah, and Polish and German and
It's fine.
Germanic.
That's all right.
We got a kick out of the way he answered that by saying he didn't want the beer. But apparently it's not very funny to you or Carl.
I was thinking that was the setup for the joke, is
Yeah.
what I was thinking. I was waiting. Where's the punchline?
We're kind of waiting on more.
No, that was it. Dude, we all laughed.
You know, one thing you can do
Yep,
if you have any friends that are Finnish, and I did this to Richie when I interviewed him, is when you first see him, you walk up to him and get really close to him and go like this, go. Breathe in like that. And then when they say, what are you doing? I'm like, well, I've got this theory that Finns, well, not a theory, but Finns, they either work hard or they stink.
Yeah.
So Richie sounded nice.
Did he?
Yeah.
So he works hard.
Yeah, Finn that I work with, that's his deal. He also says never argue with a Norwegian.
I didn't tell my joke. I did tell you guys the joke
Little tight.
about the Swedes putting barcodes on the bottom of their shipping boats.
Line's really tight.
So they go out and they make their deliveries, and as they're coming back in, the barcodes on the bottom of the boat, they can Scandinavian.
Oh. Oh.
That is the best. I love that joke.
It's so dry but funny.
Yeah.
It took me about 30 seconds to get it. First time I heard it.
It's growing on you.
It is growing on me. Actually, I'm laughing more now than the first 2 times I told it. I must be getting better at telling it.
That's the first time I've heard you tell it.
Yeah.
I think when you switched it from Norway to Sweden, I think that was
Go,
probably
Cora.
the
Yes, Cora.
Oh, okay. So are
Just for light.
Norwegians are Norwegian and Swedes are Scandinavian?
Do it.
Is that how that works?
I think they're all Scandinavian.
Yeah.
That's what I
Go,
thought too.
Cora.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's going on in this game, Carl?
Whoa.
Looks like Dubberstein's setting up a pretty nice end again,
Fine.
Oh,
except for that one.
yeah. She kind of staggered that one there for the easy double. And a roll over on top of their other yellow rock, out half 8, half 12.
Could she get all 3 of them, maybe?
I don't think so.
Thinking the way that top rock would spin off, maybe. She'd have to throw it pretty hard.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say.
Yep. Whoa.
I think you're more concerned about the double and
Atta
the roll.
girl. Nice
Yeah,
shot.
perfect.
Good work.
Yeah.
Great
Very
shot.
good.
Very nice shot.
Good job.
Oh, look at those. Thank you, Tim. Oh, my God, these things.
So do we split this other one?
No, that's Carl's.
Oi.
I got someone deliver that over to Carl. Here, I'll mute my...
I can mute you.
No, I got... Okay, you mute.
So it looks like they're trying to kick off that red one.
Wow, this drink's a lot bigger than I thought it was.
They're
gonna be.
successful.
This looks good.
Leaving
Nice
a
little
lone
frame
yellow
right here.
rock.
You give it a little tap. That's
On the right.
okay.
Came out a lot. I didn't know what to do. Yeah, she came out to about maybe here.
Looks like Pottinger's looking for a freeze here.
You guys have never had a Beetle Breezer. You don't know what
All right.
This
keep it
Beetle
clean.
Breezer is pretty good.
Yep, line.
I'm back.
Yep.
With a vengeance. I am really hoping
Whoa.
that
You're past it.
Pottinger
I mean, I'd have you
scores
speak,
in
but
this
you're
end.
gonna go by it.
You're really hoping what?
I'm hoping
okay.
that Pottinger
Gets 2.
loses the hammer in this end.
Yeah, I hope she does
Like
too.
even-
I'd like to see a good game.
Well, the reason I want to is, did you hear her on the mic after that first, after they gave up 4? She said, you know, she was talking to
Courtney?
No.
Jordan?
Jordan, yeah. She was talking to Jordan, and she said, remember I was telling you about that 5-guard strategy?
Why are you not
She
slowing down?
goes, I'm going to use it after the next end. So I'm assuming that means that she has to
For
score.
you to get over there, I'll take edge of the button. A little bit more than her.
Yeah, it looks like
Okay,
looks
then
like
I'll
Pottinger's
fix
talking
it.
about where she's putting that broom because that corner guard went over pretty far and then that draw went over pretty far. So I think they're still trying to kind of figure each other out.
Yeah.
Holy moly. What is in that drink? It's like vodka on the top.
Well, Tim Martin's a professional bartender.
Yeah.
He
Can't question it. Don't question it.
He doesn't fool around.
Yeah,
Pours them like you pour them.
You know Dennis Rice.
I know.
So he
vitamin D.
He bart vitamin D.
Yeah,
I like that. I'll have to use that. I like him. But when they raised the prices in the bar last year, Sunday night I go up and I always get a strong Jameson. It's always been the nice, very reasonable price, nice big pour.
Yeah.
And my Tuesday night, Muffy started charging me more. So then on Sunday I get up there and he charges me the small amount, and I'm like, oh, I think they raised prices on all these things. He just looked at me. He said, why are you telling me that?
Go away.
And I was like, wise man.
Yeah. Nice shot by Courtney George here.
There we go.
Very nice shot. Leaves the opportunity for a jam and that deuce to come into play.
Do you like 9-5?
And there you have it. She's calling a 9-5 for
I like 9-5.
hog to hog, which is just about normal weight. Maybe a tad bit down so our sweepers can help. And if this rock curls up just a little too much on Cora,
Close. Close, yes.
could get that jam.
Yes. Clean, clean.
She
Looks
likes the
close.
line. She's calling for clean, and Cora's throwing a peach. She's going to stick around. She is going to hang out and bite that edge.
Right up
Very
here
nice
again.
shot. Well, if Cora fishes as well as
I'll
she
give you a little
curls,
about the same.
Big rocks.
her freezer's full.
Your draw was 13.
Looks like Allison's calling for another freeze again. Try and get glued onto that rock.
Reference. I think
Yeah, a little tighter, a little. She could weld this baby on
for
there.
top
It would make things a little more difficult for
long time.
Anne Marie, who's dancing down there with a 4-point lead. She's bopping her head around and smiling and feeling comfortable. Good for her.
Looks a little heavy.
Set.
There you go.
Not bad though. Same, almost exact same result, huh, Carl?
Yeah.
Should we still come this way?
This one might be a little bit easier to get out without any contact on those yellows.
And if she even loses that back yellow one, that wouldn't be the worst thing as long as the red goes. Now that she has that little biter out there as well.
Right.
Same shot.
How the men doing?
They're playing.
The curling.
1-0 for not
Same
Fenner.
weight, 9-5. Yeah.
Probably edge of.
Stopera.
Yeah.
Your hair more.
I've seen those guys so much. I don't know why it just blanked out of my brain.
The Fenner rink and the not Fenner rink
Yeah.
are playing in the finals.
What's great about that game we did the last time on the current ice? Who looks the most like Pete Fenson?
On the current ice.
Yeah, like we did it last round. We could do the same thing. It works.
It does work.
Clean,
Oh,
clean.
Eagles get another field goal. So it's tied 3 apiece.
You think that Fenner looks more like Pete Fenson.
That
No.
was in Broom's thing.
Who do you think?
Apparently, I think that Rajeski guy looks like Isaacson.
Well, they are related,
So,
you
okay,
know.
like we can play it out 'cause if I throw a freeze
It's an
over
Iron
there,
Range thing.
she puts one.
Well, I don't know either of those guys very well, and I don't think I could pick them out of a lineup
Wait, I
except
go
for the
here.
scowl on one of their faces.
Probably Jeff's.
Just go around a wall of yellow.
Jeff's a Finn.
Does he stink?
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, so he works hard.
Yeah.
Excellent. See,
He does work hard.
you should do that to him when you see him at work. Monday. Just walk up to him and go.
I feel like you can't really freeze over there anymore.
I would do that just to see his reaction because he'd either run away from me or punch me, one of the two probably,
Quite a bit, so
without even knowing or caring why I'm doing it. Oh, God.
There's a great, there's a lot of Finns up in Thunder Bay.
Yeah.
You know, Carl, Scott invited me sort of to your team, fifth man.
Yep.
He said he had to clear it with the rest of the guys.
I'm good with it. It's a fun trip up in Thunder Bay.
Oh,
It's a good time.
I've got relatives up there.
I told Carl this, and you said you might be able to line up some housing for us.
I might. They live in a condo complex, but I think they might have one of those, you know, free rooms.
Yeah.
We'd all have to share a bed.
Well, the
Which I'm
Pottinger,
okay.
they're struggling a little bit here.
Yeah.
We're 1-2. Yeah.
Came a little deep, but the draw she's trying to lock down on there.
Fair second.
It's going to offer
Okay.
Anne-Marie a chance to throw a
Yeah.
Fair second is an awfully flat
guard at the top of the house.
I called Al
Force
7
Allison to
roundabout
throw
here.
that draw again.
Duke here.
Probably
No,
on the
God, no.
outturn
I don't
side.
know if I could, right? I mean, like that
Yeah,
was
and there's not a
flat.
lot of ice for it. I mean, not an area.
Technically, for sure.
Got to be perfect.
Now, if you played it this way, you might get to spin up. No.
We're still 1-2.
Still got to play it kind of tight, though, too, probably to the
Try to
eighth,
get
so that draw's not there to the button.
I'd throw it for sure.
Yeah,
Eric
you're
with
right
the-
about that. There's
What
going
is
to
that,
be,
turn?
she
Intern?
probably
So you
wouldn't
have
mind
to
this
try
rock
it
being
for-
right on the center line too, right?
Yeah.
Instead of
I still
kind
know
of
that it's
guarding
there.
her shot rock
Is
more and
slow?
being on the left side of that center line.
Back pocket.
Because if she is in the left
It's not
side of that
big.
center line, she
I
will
don't think it's
easily
big. It's
have
not big
that
then yet.
availability to come around and get onto the
I
button.
don't know. No, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
The girls are pretty loose down there. They're trying to keep it light, down 4 early on.
I gave it a push.
It's funny how that's the only sign of intensity, right?
Here comes Anne-Marie's guard rock.
Just bite.
Yeah.
Bite 8. Just bite 8.
To get mad.
Just bite 8.
She's definitely going to be on that center line, and
pretty good.
maybe even more so. It over curled. She threw it about probably 2 feet
Well, we don't
heavy,
have to throw. We could just throw
and it curled
10
about 1
too.
foot
It's
too
better.
much, and left the
one.
shot rock wide
there
open.
There are 2 ways to make it. I just wonder which one's easier for us to call line-wise. Probably easier to throw a 10 at this guy than it is, because I'm worried that we catch the slide. You know,
That would
Yeah.
be control weight, right?
Yep, she wants to throw a 10 at it.
I've really learned that this time. That's going to help.
I think she might be overthinking things, to be honest with
All
you.
right, how about I show? I'm going to throw 2 weight though.
Handy and dandy.
You know what I mean?
They're
So I
real,
think that's right
Team
here.
motto, handy
gonna throw that heavy draw weight.
dandy, dandy, shoot it.
When you're talking about control weight and
Second, I thought Mark was coming. I was like,
normal, what is it
It's one
when
of
they
those
say
ones, you know, in
like
a
back of the
conversation,
house?
it's like,
What
do
is
we
that?
draw or do we hit?
Back of
And
the
like,
house.
Yeah, but like
Back 12.
in the range of your
We
timing.
got to draw because they're sitting.
You don't really, you just say, give me back
So,
8, give me
but
back
we're
12.
right to it, so.
You
leave
wouldn't
it
call a
and
number
tweak
on that,
yourself
I don't
into
think.
it.
So control would be through the house, back of the house, for sure.
No, control is more weight than that. Control is more than board. So it'd be like
Yeah.
peel weight, normal weight, control weight, board weight, hack weight, through the house weight. All those
Yep.
are different kind of
Yep.
hit weights. Right, Carl?
Right.
My new weight call
Yep, right to
that
it.
I'm going to get out there into the world is sensible. Just give me sensible
Keep it
weight,
clean, yes, stay close.
right?
Good job.
Good shot.
The sensible weight is whatever weight it is to make the shot.
To make the shot, yeah. So
Good work.
Just like Allison just did.
she
Made
made
the
a very nice draw there down and bumped him back. Got her single.
You know, I had an
He's
exciting
looking
thing
to
happen
set up
to
a
me.
steal. We're going to see her use that 5 rock rule.
Yeah,
right now.
I'm excited about that.
All right.
I had a very exciting thing happen to me while miking up, folks. I had the entire Dubberstein rink petting my shirt, feeling it, touching it. Yeah.
Top 12, not like
Anne-Marie got up and she said,
okay.
"Your shirt looks like a picnic table." And I said, "Wow, You should feel it. The material is incredible. And they all came over and were feeling it.
Okay.
And they said, yeah, that's really cool. And then she said something about my pants, and she said, it looks like you shop at Express or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I don't.
No, you have a guy bring clothes to you to your office that you then try on.
It's my dad, you know.
And decide on.
He's a partner in the business, and I told him I don't have time. The only thing you can do to help me is bring me clothes.
Bring me clothes, new clothes that I could try on while I'm working.
No, I didn't say they're new clothes.
Just the center line. Just the center line.
I'm trying to paint myself in a a better light than you're painting me.
I'm painting you as an extraordinarily wealthy man that does this kind of thing for shits and giggles. Lives on an island.
That is not, in my mind, that is not.
Has tailors come to your office.
Just one.
Has 600 thread count shirts.
Yeah.
Kidding. We're going to see the tick shot out of the lead for Anne-Marie Dubberstein rink, which is Allison Howell, Thomas's sister. We have some, let's see here,
just
fun stats on Allison Howell from Toms River, New Jersey, and Solon, Ohio.
Threw it well.
Allison is a 19-year-old, throws right. She's a freshman at the UW Milwaukee, which is where Allison Pottinger got her master's degree from. She studies nutritional science. She enjoys soccer, sailing, skiing. She likes the S games, the S things: soccer, sailing, and skiing.
Skirling.
A little bit for line, yep.
And admires her brother, Tom,
All right.
who's also a high-performance curler. And she really likes Jennifer Lawrence, the actress. She says she's been on the ice for as long as she can remember. Her mom curled while pregnant and also played soccer in high school.
Good job.
And loves to sing. You like singing.
Yeah, we should get her up here.
Well, I think you guys could do a duet.
Do you judge me for liking to sing?
No.
You know, my voice teacher, when I was in my 20s, 30s, said singing releases, when you sing, it releases endorphins similar to eating chocolate or being in love.
Wow.
So when I am really trying to live it up, I eat chocolate
while singing
to Aaron. And it is bliss.
I think I would have been in bliss if I would have had the Dubberstein rink rubbing my shirt earlier today.
Okay. Keep looking.
Oh, I don't know. I was, I wore this shirt because it's a little bright, and I was happy that somebody noticed it.
It does look like a picnic table.
He's trying to brighten it up on a dark day. It's a little gloomy outside.
Yep, hard finish. Go,
It has been gloomy for a long time down here in the Twin Cities.
Great.
It's never gloomy at the St. Paul Curling Club. As long as there's ice on and the bar is open, it is not gloomy.
Let's come this way.
On special.
Is that Joseph? Joseph must have done something good.
What is the score of the big game?
Lindvall Joseph, 65. What?
Whoa, the big fella rumbled 64 yards for a touchdown.
Nice.
Skol Vikings.
That is amazing. How did he must have had some good blockers.
Yeah, I definitely have to watch that.
Oh, and in the men's game, they blanked both the second and third end.
All by itself.
So pretty clean game so far.
Yeah, they've caught up to the women despite starting about a half end later.
No.
Blanking all those ends, throwing all those hits.
No.
Waiting for someone to make a mistake.
So this is the Five Rock
Good job.
strategy that we're waiting for.
We got to concentrate on that red number 4 rock.
I think that's the one that's in there.
No, that's the 2.
We need binoculars up here, opera glasses.
Those guards being pretty high, that's, I mean, not too much of a problem for Dubberstein, but it looks like she's looking at peeling them anyway. At least the one that's closest to the house.
Can they peel it?
We could. We could also jam. So we come across, if we don't get enough of it, we're sending it to that one.
I got this all piggly wiggly.
Well, they're going to peel this center guard. If they catch the top one, that'll be just fine.
Yep.
And she's close. I think she is on that top one. Oh,
wow.
Did get by it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Playing card width.
Should have been rolling that yellow rock over a little more, but
Tight.
Allison's in business here to make a steal and keep plugging away at this 4-1 lead that she finds herself on the wrong side of. She said she was going to play with the 5 rock rule and make sure it happens, and they're doing just that. Even now, of course, they're into past that 6 stone.
Line's a little tight. That's okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. No! No, 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 no,
no.
Looks like it might over curl.
Yeah, she doesn't want him sweeping it. That's got a real soft handle on it, for one.
My fault, Jordan.
And she was a little bit tight, and it really did curl up on her at the end. And if they'd have swept it, it would have just kept right on curling. That's some new thing new curlers don't quite understand.
I think that's what Allison was
Yeah.
kind of talking about before, about giving Jordan a little bit more room, because I think she does kind of throw a little softer handle on her rocks.
Yeah.
Well, and then she said it was her fault, so.
Yeah.
Yes!
I like curling with people that admit that it wasn't my fault.
All the way.
Mm-hmm.
Clean, 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 just clean. Go, go, yep, yep.
Very nice shot.
Go, roll.
Very good.
Yep, yep.
Here from the second for Anne Marie,
Great shot.
which is Jenna Burkowski. I'm sorry, I probably butchered that. I'm not sure how you pronounce her last name.
Overrolled a little bit.
They're dead
but
even.
Not too bad.
Not too bad at all. Jenna Burkowski. Jenna is out of Boston.
You got to hear on this one, right?
Boston.
Boston.
Still think it might be better to do
And
this.
Walpole, Massachusetts.
Okay, let's go with this one first.
Very famous town.
Is it?
Yeah.
Normal, a
Is it
normal
like a
up.
burb of Boston or something?
I have no idea. Just I know of it. But it could be that Jordan read the exact same notes last time.
Uh-huh.
But I think Walpole is pretty famous for something.
Huh. Well, she's a senior at UW Eau Claire, studying organizational communication.
Wow.
She's
like that.
employed at Barks and
Atta girl.
Barks and Recreation.
Hate to hit,
Maybe
but
that's
I
like a
hit.
dog store or something, right?
Yeah,
Barks and
one of those.
Recreation. I'm part of Parks and Recreation.
Nice shot, Courtney.
So are you, Carl.
They have bark in the park sometimes.
Yeah.
There you go.
She just turned 21, and she is a third-generation curler, and on the ice at least 6 days a week.
Wow.
That is a lot of ice time. I'm on the ice 6 or 7 days a week myself, but not throwing rocks.
Walpole is
kinda-
13 miles south of Boston.
Is it? So it is a
It was
bird.
named after Sir Robert Walpole.
He's famous.
He is. He's famous for.
For what? Sir. He's a sir. So he's English?
That's good. Shouldn't move.
Well, intern hit there
really
out
well.
on the 8-foot, rolled out, kind of stayed out there. You got to be a little weight sensitive with some of these hits. Get it up in that normal hit range. It's going to run quite straight, and you get down a little bit, and it will curl up to a foot, depending on your weight,
Oh my God. You
and even more so than that if you're throwing hack or board weight at it.
Walpole apparently was
Clean.
particularly was involved in the Revolutionary War.
Yep,
Had
fine
something
now.
to do with
Yep, for line.
not agreeing with the
Yep,
British
you gotta go.
unfair
Yep,
taxes.
Yep.
Ah.
Coming, yep. Keep coming, girls.
Was
I
it part
think-
of the Tea Party?
I think taxes are always unfair for somebody.
All right.
You just have to decide who you want to piss off.
Right.
Oh, yeah?
I was going to ask
We
a
like
question.
this? Hey. Hey.
Don't you hate that, too?
Courtney came up a little light there.
It's really hard
She's
to, like, you know what I mean?
out a little wider on the sheet. It might have been kind of a newer track out there.
On your first one,
And her rock caught up in it and did not make it to the house. But they have plenty of guards up there still to set up for a steal. Anne Marie is calling Cora down into the house, I would imagine.
It's only the fourth.
Looks like they're coming through that port up there.
Right, yeah. She's gonna, instead of coming all the way around her yellow guard rock, she wants it to go through that port, which looks about 2 feet wide. And I'm not sure.
Needs to move.
It does definitely need to curl. There's a lot of rotation on that rock, holding its line pretty good. It is definitely curling, but
too much ice.
I think with all that rotation, it just didn't want to come over real well.
I think the draw's the way to go.
Now there are 5 rocks guarding the house, and with Allison throwing, she's in a great position here to cut into this lead some more.
First it was.
Have you ever heard of Orion's Belt?
Yes, I love that constellation.
Does that look like Orion's Belt?
Kind of does look like Orion's Belt. Isn't it at the top of Orion? Is it the North Star? Or no, that's the Dipper, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's like one of those are one of the more pedestrian ones. You can't see the Orion Belt up here, though, right? You got to be down in the south.
No. You can see it. You can see it.
Oh no, it's something Cross you can't see. Southern Cross you can't see. Yeah. They wrote some I think that someone wrote a song about that. I think it was
Neil Young.
Really?
I don't know.
Yeah, I thought it was someone like Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young.
In the Chaska Herald, the weekly newspaper, they actually do on occasion a constellation little schooling for you. Get out around it. Oh, just ticked. She had nice weight on that. She is going to roll into the house, as you can see, but rock's not going to do her a lot of good.
Yeah. So you don't. What do we think about a hit roll?
I've seen a number of misses in this end. See these gals pick up their game and their level of their game here and execute a little better.
Roll or just a straight draw? I like the straight Same.
I like the straight draw here myself.
Wow, I figured you would have caught the hit.
Well, you gotta when you're skipping, you're gonna need that draw weight. This is a perfect opportunity for her to throw 2 good draws. If she makes the first one, most likely she's gonna have the opportunity to score 2 with a second.
Yeah.
She throws this hit and then needs to throw a draw. That's where I get a little screwed up.
She's just got to be careful not to be too deep to give Allison something to freeze to.
That is very true. Good point. This is definitely the safe play.
Yeah, definitely. I think the ice is.
Every time I eat them, I'm like,
this
shit,
way.
I gotta floss. You know? Like, damn it.
Yeah. 9-5 though.
I did bring floss.
You know, I taught my daughter Ruby how to do the floss.
You demonstrated the floss for me earlier.
I did.
Can you do that right now?
Nope.
Why not?
Close.
It's too tight in here, and I don't want people to faint.
Clean.
So you go.
No.
Yeah. It's all about the
front and back twice.
It's all about the hips. You got to keep the hips. You just keep the hips going left to right like this.
Yeah, and
then you just have your hands go the opposite. But I can't. I'm not that good at it.
Hands go opposite of your hips.
So you get like this.
Go twice, and then across the front with both hands. Right, and then the other way, right, like that. Yeah.
We made room on the last
see?
one.
Is it like 2? You can go 2 on one side, and then go across the front.
All right, I'm gonna throw some half.
It's pretty good. You got some swivel hips there, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like Allison's got an opening now to make that draw, attempt that draw again.
Yeah, her rock just kind of stayed there, didn't it? It almost rolled out of the house instead of coming to the inside and tucking in under all those guards up there. Now Allison is back in business with her last here in the 4th end.
Sorry, we've done that.
I was kind of surprised because I
on
thought
the same
Dubberstein was going to be playing the draw, but it looked like she changed it to the hit.
exact same times over the top.
I don't think she ever was going to do the draw.
Do the draw. That could be a dance.
That's a new dance, Mr.
Yeah.
Welch.
Oh shit, Mike.
Yep.
Allison's rock coming down the sheet. Looks like it has plenty of weight.
Looks like a little tight on line, maybe.
No, they're fine. They're right around that rock with plenty of room. Got to settle down here a little bit. It's going to be in the back of the house. Whoa, whoa, whoa. There's no reason to help that anymore. Back 12. Sitting shot. Well buried. Anne-Marie will have the same draw right around there with a little help, a little backing for her stone if need be. Same line that Allison had taken. Allison got around those guards. Plenty of room, so if Anne-Marie is a little lighter around that T-line weight, she might be a little tighter to that guard.
I know, it's kind of what I said to him. I'm like,
But I think they're going to be just fine.
Brings down the frost. I said, but maybe once it starts to go, it's going to like slide on the nice stuff.
Because that one looked like it was going to hook too, and then it rode how I thought the first one would go. So
Yeah.
must have just been a little bit of a fresh shot.
I think I was hoping the speed was better and that would curl harder.
Courtney and Allison talking about that shot. Sounds like they were a little concerned about the path of that rock.
Yeah, they were kind of getting out there a ways, aren't they?
Yeah.
Anne-Marie put a very positive bump and release on that stone.
Yeah.
They're working it pretty hard.
Oh boy, that rock looks like it's catching up. Catching up. It's not going to make it. Wow, when she let that go, I thought there was plenty of weight on it. And I think her sweepers did too, because they didn't touch it for about halfway down the sheet or more.
Careful behind you.
And it's a steal of one as a result.
Her strategy worked.
Well, there were enough guards up there.
Yeah.
So she's cut the lead in half after 4 ends. She's got it down to 4-2. Dubberstein Rink will keep the hammer going into the 5th end here.
A lot of rocks on the men's side.
I called more on your take because I thought it was a cutter.
You're going to switch over to the men's mics?
Just for the end here. They're having a
Line's
meeting on
good.
our side.
Line's fine.
Andrew's throwing his
Line's
first
fine.
rock. Looks like he's trying to draw in.
Line should
This
be
is
good.
a 1-0 game, folks.
Yeah.
And they're playing the
Just gotta
4th.
stop.
Andrew's sitting one.
I think it's good.
Pretty good position.
Trying to guard up.
Good enough.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good guard there. Maybe a half a stone over would have been a little bit better, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I would have thrown.
Still a pretty tough draw to
What'd you
get.
say?
Definitely.
That's not.
Get down
That's
to.
There, though.
over a foot different loop.
I'm gonna keep the camera on the near side until the guys finish that end.
That's so much ice compared to yours. Compared to what we were seeing. You were like just outside. No, it was inside mid-8. It was like here.
I mean, the thing is, like
we literally took
we'd have
almost
to actually get
the width of the 8
can't
foot.
be here. It can't be here because then we can't even run this.
I mean, I don't disagree. Like
We have a
could've
bunch
taken
of
more, I just
Philadelphia
felt like it was
fans
so
here
much.
watching the game, and I'm happy, really happy that they're losing.
No, I know.
Nobody comes into our house
We're in Philly.
except,
Oh, yeah, that-
except,
that-
except when we host the Super Bowl.
Thanks.
This game's in Philly. What are you talking about?
And we hammered
No,
on
this
the
is
inside.
St. Paul. This is the St.
So
Paul
it's
Curling
straighter.
Club. Those fans are in our house.
Ah,
I know you're a Chaska House guy. You don't consider this your club, but
I don't think we did a ton. And we finished it to curl late.
It's been his home club.
On both times.
yeah,
we
I just
threw a
said that
shot.
to get under his skin. I'm trying to get him mad. He said he doesn't get mad very often.
What?
That's what I'm looking
are you
at.
talking to me?
No, I know. I just didn't think it would be that much. I mean, it's not bad.
Scandinavian.
To the left.
Scandinavian.
You should tell that other
I'm
joke
seeing
that
right
you.
here with about
So I never did tell my rat story.
Yeah, I try. I said yep a couple times.
So
All
there are some pretty large rats around the St. Paul Curling Club.
Yeah.
More so in the past. We cleaned out the basement really well a number of years ago, and that helped the cause. But I can remember being down there, digging around through stuff, looking for this, looking for that, and seeing some
So down here,
rather large rodents.
Corey Dropkin, is he?
He's throwing a run back.
Yeah.
Yellow, yellow, red, red is the plan here. And he kind of executed it, but didn't.
Left him 2 maybe.
Yeah, they're sitting 2 now, the red team.
They're setting up for the next.
Which is
Got 2 shots,
the young
so-
Stopera.
Probably just one. Just that to the.
Yeah, but you know,
For 2.
young
Yeah, I think so.
Stopera is
That's
like,
just for 1. He
they
can't
probably have
grow enough
like
weight to get 'em both.
10 years. I mean, as a team, they've got a
The way through
ridiculous amount of
curling, I don't think
experience.
so.
Right.
Done very well
He's
at
gotta
junior
go
level
tick,
too.
tick.
The young Andrew.
I think we just guard
call
the
my
8.
buddy Andy Reamer. Anyway, so
That's
one
fine.
day
Plus, you could go like
I'm
here and he
doing
goes
talk to a
for
corporate
3.
group up here in the club room, and
yeah, it's
there's a
really
big
hard.
group,
He's gotta-
probably like 60, 70 people.
super hard.
And so I have the strategy board down by the kitchen and the bar, and I'm standing down on that end, and I'm explaining the game, and they'd never curled before, so they're getting ready to, learn all about it. And as I'm talking, a rat comes up from the stairway and runs right across the front of the bar
Probably
and
not
into the
nice.
kitchen. And there was probably a half a dozen women sitting in the front row.
Yeah.
They came up out of their chairs about 5 feet. They left the ground and screamed like just a blood-curdling scream. And I thought somebody died. I really did. I thought something happened behind me.
Yeah.
There was a murder.
Oh, so you didn't see it?
No, I was facing them. So
Yeah. Finding out who had the biggest ego.
yeah, exactly.
Line's
You
good.
remembered.
Yeah. If I ever teach any
Might have
kind
to
of
finish a little at the end.
class about anything,
Well, you're going to speak at this Carlson School of.
yeah, I got to figure out how to get that in there.
Yeah.
Ben,
Yeah, it was pretty entertaining.
So then what?
And a little embarrassing.
What did you do then?
Well, I kind of said, "What the hell? What happened?" And it's a giant rat just ran into the kitchen. So I kind of peeked into
Yeah,
the
it was
kitchen.
a rat, not a mouse.
No, it was
a rat.
Yeah, they were,
Norwegius raticus.
they were very, very adamant that it was not a mouse. So I looked in the kitchen for like a brief, couple seconds, and then I just kind of went on with my spiel and, told them we were in a 100-year-old building in the middle of the city. So that's what happens sometimes.
All right, so Corey's got one shot to try to resurrect this end.
Is this it is the Hanner.
Yeah.
He's going to try kind of that same thing where he's got his yellow rock. He just needs to come around those guards.
Way over that.
Yeah. What kind of weights you throwing here, Carl?
Is he playing that tap or just coming down with the draw? Oh, looks like
I'll go.
draw.
Looks like the tap with that broom.
Yeah.
I'm not sure though.
Because I don't know if the draw's there.
I think they're playing the tap. So I think he's got to throw at least like through the house weights, right?
Yeah.
If he runs it into the 6, he loses all.
Even back 8 probably gets it. Maybe.
How?
Yeah, I don't know if back 8 will move that rock that far.
I have confidence that Corey is going to make this shot.
Do you?
Yep.
I got a buck says he misses.
All right, I got my dollar up right here.
All right. This is a difficult shot.
Yeah, do I get odds?
He's
Wait,
a damn
before
good
it happens,
curler.
Do I get odds?
It's too late. He's a damn good curler, but this is a tough shot, and he's going to be close. Oh, he's a little wide on it. I'll take that dollar.
Yeah.
I'll get another one out and let you try to get it back.
Yeah. Keep going. Good.
keep it up.
All right, so should we switch the cameras down?
Yep.
See what's going on down there?
So let's keep going. Playing well.
The gals, the guys, they slowed down. They had a lot of rocks in play that end. They were pretty much even up, and now they're back into that half end behind the gals, which is great for us and how they started anyway. So Jenna Brzeski has thrown a BB down the ice, trying to peel out the red guard. Very nice shot. Wish I could throw weight like that.
What would you think the time on that would be?
I should have timed it, but that looked
8-0.
That looked like probably maybe even a tad bit under 8. Yeah, right in there. Allison's going to remove the 2 yellow rocks now with Courtney's first. I believe this is Courtney's first rock. Courtney George playing third for Allison.
Line's good. Little room.
Kind of looking to get out of the end a little bit.
Make sure they don't give up more than a deuce, right?
Yeah.
And now we're looking at a blank end.
Definitely loop, though.
She's going to come over that red corner guard. She's going to come under that baby. Right there, it goes down the broom.
Yep.
And if she can get this set up, she does have hammer. She's looking at a deuce for sure. She gets it set up pretty well. Cora, the Fisher lady, Fisher Farrell. Number 44 in her USA jersey. Cora's having a fine game thus far.
Jenna.
What'd you put her percentage at?
I don't know.
100.
No.
Yes!
I think I spoke too soon. She's on the
Keep
guard.
going
Over
up.
that guard.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I don't know if that was just tight to the broom or not enough
Hard roll.
broom. Oh, and they leave the center guard for
Fine.
Allison's
My bad.
team. And that's where she's calling it.
The way that moved, I almost wonder if she
Do you want the
turned
other
it in
turn
off
just for a
that
change of
release.
pace, or
No.
No, never.
this turn okay?
Never. They don't start rocks. Here comes Courtney with her last as the third. Coming under the center guard that was left up there by the miss.
No.
Plenty of
We got
room.
lots of room.
Plenty of room.
That's okay.
That rock's going to finish, though, and it's going to come. And when you can go,
Looks a little deep, though.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's going to be
Checking up a little bit.
right at the tee line. Oh,
Wrong.
you're right. It is Glenn.
You know, almost any question that you ask can be answered wrong or right.
Jeez.
I think it's fine.
That's all right.
Ornery over here.
Well, it's because I see that picture of Dean Phillips up there. You know, he doesn't pay his employees health insurance. I hear that about 800 times. And he's got 2 yachts and 6 houses or something.
Yeah.
And he has a tailor that comes to his house.
He looks exactly like my buddy Red,
I feel like I can't sell myself.
who's a strong Democrat.
Well, I think that guy's a
Close.
strong
Go,
Democrat.
yep.
I know. But I don't
Yep.
think Red
Yes!
appreciates his political.
Ooh, they're tight to this guard.
His.
Clean,
She's
clean,
by it.
clean.
Got it.
Whoa.
Nice shot by Cora. Gonna remove that rock. Roll. She's gonna stick around.
bad.
Out the house it goes. Gonna
You're
leave
great.
that center guard, and now it's Allison's turn to get one underneath there.
Just a 4-5.
Allison Pottinger
It's gonna give us
is a
Called up sooner.
probably the most decorated female curler in the
Wait,
country,
this is me.
along with maybe Debbie McCormick, who she played many years with.
Yeah, little less
Won,
weight, it kinda comes
if I'm
off
not
quicker.
mistaken, somewhere between 9 and 10 national championships, starting as early as like in the mid to late 90s.
I don't wanna bite the 8-foot.
Her and Debbie, and I think it was Maureen Brunt. And I was talking to Dexy about this the other day.
Cassie?
No, it wasn't Cassie. Their lead was,
Also brings like the force into play, right?
oh,
So
Katie
the
Beck.
hammer and the even.
They went to,
Okay.
no, that was a
19
different team.
Everywhere.
I'm sorry. Anyway,
Wrong.
Allison and Debbie won the World Championships back in where does it say here? I know it calls it out here. 2003. First U.S. women's team ever to win the gold medal at the World Championships. They defeated Colleen Jones Rink of Winnipeg in that game. And Allison's been curling since the 6th grade. She's originally from Brampton, Ontario. Now lives in Eden Prairie, Minnesota, which is a southwest suburb of the Twin Cities here. And
I think if you live in Eden Prairie, I think that your city taxes, they pay for a tailor to come to your house.
Great sweeping. I'm sorry I talked the entire time while you're sweeping.
Maren, I remember once I overheard Maren Barrett talking about
I had to actually go like
time
this
when
time.
Allison came to juniors and she was a little awestruck.
I was like, I actually put my hand
Marin Barrett was a little awestruck.
Yeah, she was very excited. She was like, "Oh, I couldn't believe it. They just showed up." She was like, "Her kids were with her and everything."
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty funny. The curlers in Chaska, we get a lot of the HP players down to practice, and they really like it a lot. Which is I do too, obviously, but they like it a lot to see these guys come down in their jerseys and their and all the colors and throwing rocks and you know the difference you can in the quality of slides and stuff like that. They enjoy seeing it.
And Scott.
What's that, Carl?
For the 2003 Winnipeg World Championships, it was Debbie, Allison, and Swiss Helm at second, and Tracy Satchgen at lead.
Okay.
And then their alternate was Joni Cotton.
Okay. Marine Brunt played with Cassie. You're right about that. Cassie and Jamie and they were very successful as juniors. They won a Junior Worlds at one time.
Who was their coach?
Jim, John, Big John.
I
Jim,
introduced
Sexy
him the
Dexter.
other day as John Dexter on the air.
Did you say Big John Dexter?
No. He does not like that.
Big John. He likes Sexy Dexy, if you call him that.
I will never call him that.
We used to call him Hawaii One Toe after he had his surgeries on his feet because he only had one toe left. And he likes to go to Hawaii every year for like 2 weeks. And we asked him if he was going to put his toe in the sand.
That's terrible.
Well, he was.
You know,
it was a really nice shot by Luke Violette on sheet 6 there.
Scott, I'm not going to let you and Carl come into this club here and aggressively disrespect one of our veteran, honored members. Shame on you.
He used to give so much crap to Greg Walsh, who Greg unfortunately has one blind eye. And so he'd call him one eye, and he'd, give him shit. He'd miss a shot, and he'd give him shit about,
depth perception.
The whole thing. And so it was actually Walsh that nicknamed him Hawaii One Toe.
Oh, well, in that case, payback, right?
Unfortunately for Dexy, he has diabetes, and as he's gotten older, the circulation to your feet kind of dissipates, and he's had to have some surgeries and things like that. So,
yeah, he had a tough summer.
Yeah, another tough summer, right? So, but he's on his feet, he's up, he's moving around. We were laughing the other day. He's doing great. So.
Yeah, he said he's doing great now.
Yeah,
still holds his yearly curling clinic as well.
I think that's going to be next weekend.
Yeah, it's coming right up, isn't it?
Nobody draws against anything.
He does like a day-and-a-half clinic here at the St. Paul Club. It's a good thing to go to if you're looking to improve your game.
Everybody always tell me.
Probably full by now.
So Pottinger's sitting 2.
Yeah, I was just go ahead.
I'll say it. So they're not going for the slash, are they? There.
No, they're too even. They can't make a double there. Those are 2 rocks are perfectly even. There's no way
it roll under a little bit.
Make a double.
Looking for it, but rolled a little too far.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, still got their one. Never mind.
Oh, she rolled just far enough.
Yeah.
To get the 1.
I held them to 1, so I get the money.
Well, wait a minute. I thought we were betting on specific shots this time.
Yeah, betting against you on specific shots is probably bad.
We should just do our
you've probably seen 6 million shots, and I've probably only seen 100,000.
Stopera looks to be sitting pretty good on the other sheet there.
Yeah, Stopera is really looking pretty good. They're still sitting 2. I'm not quite sure where they're at. Where are they at? Third. Got to be in third rocks here. I was just talking about my buddy Red. That looks like Dean Phillips, and I got a text from him. Red's been down in Texas.
Top 4, top 8.
In Shiner, Texas, where they make that Shiner Bock beer.
Shiner Bock, yeah.
He's now in Austin playing chicken shit bingo. I wonder what that game is.
Oh, I've heard of that, yeah.
He was 1 number off to win $300 bucks. But he says there's cool people there.
Yeah, I think that they have like a big pan, and they have a bunch of
go,
chickens,
go, go.
and they have numbers
Go, go,
drawn on
go.
the bottom.
Go, go, go,
And
go,
wherever
go.
the
All
chickens
way,
poop,
all the way up, go.
you get that number.
I get it. I went to the Carver County Fair this year and watched the pig races, piglet races. It was fantastic.
I went to the state fair with my godson one year and took him to the pig building where they have the little baby piglets. And I told him, I asked him if he liked those little smoky sausages. I told him that's where the little piglets come from.
Yeah, I've seen those little tiny piglets. They're like 3-4 hours old. And if you just skewered those babies.
They're so tender.
Oh.
No meat, though.
They'd be delicious.
No,
they're little chunky guys.
You like organs?
They're little chunky guys.
No, you just get organs and bones.
I wouldn't like that. They look like little chubby, chunky guys.
Stopera with a nice draw there.
Good work.
Sitting 3, it looks like.
Like here.
He's really putting the pressure on him down there. They have access to the button from that outturned side. Man, my phone.
Popular guy.
I don't know, Corey. We can
It's
see.
Tom
we see less
Poppets
of
from
it
the
than
Lakeville
last one.
Curling Club texting
Did
me
we see less of it than the last one?
questions.
Probably is going to ask you about your reverse osmosis water.
That stuff's amazing. You know, you can flood with about the 10th or 12th flood.
Yeah.
When you're putting your new ice in, it turns white. So you don't have to paint
He never
it.
gets it. He makes that.
I'm not worried about it.
And that's because it's reverse osmosis?
Yeah. It's incredible to watch. You'll be flooding, and you'll have about a quarter
this
inch.
is just
so.
you're just trying to get me to help you flood. It's not going to work.
I told Sydney Warchtat when she
Coming
was
right
young.
here.
Sydney's a junior curler.
Right off the face of it.
Just went to college.
You commentated with her last year.
Yeah, we did a game. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
She's a great young lady. She just went off to school this fall. But when she was probably about 14, she'd come down here and help us with the ice a little bit. She was kind of fascinated by it,
what it does, though.
into curling.
This is the rock.
And I told her that. I said, you got to come down and watch the ice turn white while you flood. And she thought that was the greatest thing and ran home and told Dave, who curls here, her dad, we got to go down there and watch the ice turn white when they flood. And Dave knew we were pulling her leg and told her, you know, come on, Sydney, think about it. That doesn't really work. Doesn't really happen. So she believed her dad. She came back with a scowl on her face and called us jerks.
Hey,
What do you
Chris.
like? Want to try and play for this?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever wondered why they why they weigh the snow after they
They draw
nip a
too.
sheet?
The issue is like this doesn't go anywhere.
Wrong. No. Why do they weigh the snow?
It's just so they know how much pebble to put back later.
Play it tight to the center.
You know, I just want to tell you something that I did not
Here, high.
know that you were pulling my leg 100% on that.
White?
About the white. It just didn't make any sense to me when you said it, so I thought I would just give you a hard time.
Yeah.
So you could have probably got me
Well,
if you worked at it.
yeah. I can pull the wool over your eyes if I want.
Yeah, don't do it. I don't like it. There's people in this world that are givers and takers. Some people can give it, some people can take it. A rare person can do both. I only give.
It's because you're a business owner.
That's right.
And you have your own personal tailor.
Yeah, so the tailor guy is kind of funny. So he comes, he wears business shoes, and he won't wear socks. He wears like these tiny socks, and so he's got like. It looks weird to me.
Yeah.
But I struggle sometimes. This is a bad thing to struggle with. But I struggle with what type of like what shoes to wear with what pants and what socks to wear. I struggle with that.
Do you?
Yeah. There's some internet sites that'll help you, and was telling him that. I said, God, I got a couple pairs of pants. And I said, I just always have a hard time figuring out what shirt goes with them. He goes, oh, well, in the morning, just take a picture and send it to me. I'll let you know. And I'm like, I am not taking pictures of what I'm wearing and sending it to you. He's like, why not? A lot of my clients do. I'm like, okay.
I just have like 30 pair of black socks from
8 years ago.
Costco. So I don't have any problem deciding on what kind of socks I'm going to wear every day. And I got the anklet ones, and then I got the tall ones for winter and summer.
Line's good.
Stopera looks to be throwing the same shot.
Cheese rock.
Yeah.
Throwing that intern down sheet 6. Here it comes into the house. He's
moving. They got the snowplow going on.
Yeah, they waited a little long.
They're working
but
hard.
The rocks are really gliding, and they are going to carry that baby in. I didn't think that'd get to top 4, and it is all the way to it, almost full 4. That's a great shot and great patience by those guys. He's got access to that. Oh, man, he's got to throw a great shot to get 1 here.
That's tight.
Yeah. He sees, well, of course they see something I don't, but yeah, maybe he can. Yeah, he's still only going to get 1, most likely, right? Even if he makes that little double, he doesn't need to double him all the way out. He just needs to get him into the back 12.
Probably not.
Oh, good. Take it. A little sketchy here.
This end's done. The women's end is pretty interesting.
The women's end, yeah, they got some guards, they got some rocks.
Yeah, they got the house.
House, they got the crest and the button. Dubberstein's calling for slash, run, double, quad, in turn, out turn.
Your favorite shot.
Yeah.
Out turn.
Cora's kind of moving the broom around a little bit. They want to hit and roll under here.
Tom, clean.
They don't have the hammer.
Just clean. Just clean.
But
No.
they are in pretty darn good shape.
Okay, close.
Force 1 or get a steal.
It's got a curl.
Looks like they got some weight on Fenner.
Yeah, can't hurt it, Al. Can't hurt it.
I love that.
The back ones.
The skip says can't hurt it.
Yeah, he's a little heavy there, Corey was.
1. Yep.
Apparently he did cut him out of 1. So there was a steal 1 there on the men's side for Stopera. He's now up 4-0 after 5.
All right, let's get it. Look.
Yeah.
Switched over to the women's game.
Yeah. I think we.
These earphones are giving me a headache.
We keep making our shots, but we're also 1 miss away from 5.
Is it the earphones or us?
Yeah, it could be that.
Hey, boys.
Could be the Beetle Breezer. I notice you're kind of milking it or nursing it.
I think we go 2 in. There's too many guards. Yeah, I think that I agree, Luke.
I don't think the Beetle Breezer is my drink. It's too sweet.
Mr. Zbognik's down there having a nice stiff whiskey after his long weekend of hard work. You did a fine job, sir.
Ice maker special, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boy, you know what? If a whiskey just magically appeared here, I would be really happy.
Would you?
Because whiskey, yeah, it feels like that's where the magic is. You know what I'm going to do after this is done?
You got tomorrow off.
I got tomorrow. I'm going to go home, and I'm going to put the Vikings on. I've got it recording, even though I know what's happening, but I like watching, especially I know they're playing a decent game. They're not laying an egg. And I'll probably pour myself a drink, and I'll fall asleep.
That'll be fantastic, won't it?
Yeah. I'll probably see none of the game.
Courtney George coming down,
Regan's
got a little bit wide.
sweeping it, got a little bit of the rock.
Liked her weight, just got out
Line's
there,
good, top 4.
quite a ways out there, and
Lined
went
it up.
by the guards by like 2 feet.
Line's good.
And ticked the Dubberstein rink over. Aunt
Keep going.
Marie likes doing that
Where?
head shake thing. She's got a little party
Just top
going
12.
on.
Full 12. Come on, get it here.
Oh, let me switch
Keep
the
going.
mics.
We'll give you a touch more.
Needed a guard anyway.
She is feeling confident about their chances to win this game, up 3. And more so in the immediate future, steal a point.
Close. Close.
Cora's been playing a solid game, and this one looks pretty darn good. They're staying off it. It needs to curl up a little bit.
Yeah. Well,
It's kind of staying out there on her. Little roll, not bad.
mistake.
If,
I didn't.
I don't know if it's there, but yeah, she's going the other way still. Okay. Didn't know if there was a double there, opportunity for that.
The
Might
curling
jam,
one,
right?
right?
Probably just trying to move it a little bit at least. Catch a piece of it.
Yeah, that would be nice to expose it out there a little more, right? Back where it was before it got ticked over. If you would like to call a shot that you would like to try to win your dollar back on,
Line's good.
you'd be happy to,
Very
you know,
different
go
than
ahead and
yours.
do that.
Ben's rock the whole
This
way.
rock is on the outside too, and it
All right,
did
guys.
just what you said, Carl, and it slid
Hard.
by, and they are sitting two
Come
now.
on, Ben, go.
That was
Really
a
gotta
pretty
go
good miss.
You like?
Oh. Luke.
They're sitting.
We have a saying for
Good job.
bad shots
Okay,
that turn out
not
good.
awful.
I don't think I should say it.
It was
on
really
there.
steep. That's why I
It's
was
not a
like,
swear
oh,
word,
the goal's
but it's
terrible. We've got it.
it's a genitalia reference.
Well, if we go.
Yeah, I don't think you should
Yeah,
say
that
that.
would
Alright,
go
I won't.
over that one. Otherwise, it would jam. Like
I
if
mean,
it
you
makes
can
you
tell.
hit
I
it,
could. We hear.
it'd actually
I'm gonna
jam.
mute you.
Yeah, 'cause
Might change our rating.
Good job.
So that
Sorry
person's
about your
gonna
first one. You
somehow
threw
get
that one
to
really
it.
good. I just think that's just
But
too
then
much
they're gonna be in
room.
the back of the house.
Crying, so nice.
You guys like this? Okay.
That is not genitalia. Just for the record.
It's
just at the end. It
But
just
I'm
makes
glad,
it
I'm
hard
glad
to
that you
do.
didn't say it.
Okay. Well, you were telling dirty jokes last night.
Yeah.
Actually, it was during the day. It was before noon, and you were.
I
telling
did it
dirty
before we
jokes.
got over 20 listeners.
No.
How many we got now?
You guys like 10?
63. We're up to 70.
Whoa.
I mean, that's choke. You
Yeah.
can try to get it.
Hit roll.
The first year we did it, I would
but
think we had over 100, but the I don't know, whatever.
I guess if you do this, it's
I'd like to
not
get in the
awful.
200s. I have to figure out how that happens.
We had quite a bit.
Try to
that
get
one,
here, though.
Yeah.
Friday or Friday
Yeah.
night.
Draw here.
Can I touch
I
more?
think they're like 120 or 200.
Yeah, it's one of those two. I
Well-
don't like actually talking about the listeners because, I mean, I like talking about the listeners
You like talking
themselves, but I
about
don't
them?
want to know the numbers.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to. I tell the tech guys back there, I always say if it's got 20 listeners, and then if Scott says how many listeners do we have, say 120,
Line's good. Luke.
because I don't want to demoralize them. Oh,
That's a nice looking shot.
Hard,
yeah.
Luke.
She's gonna get a roll under.
They
it.
can keep it in the 8. Real good
Hard.
shot, Rock.
Hard, Luke. Go. Hard. Hard. Hard.
I have their
G,
mics
G,
off
G,
too,
G.
by the way.
Oh,
Real good. Nice
real
shot.
nice shot over here.
Yeah.
What a beauty to get that baby through that port, stagger port, and curl in there. Totally buried. Who was that?
Really hanging.
Who threw that baby? Was that Ben?
Hard to call.
Ben Richardson, I believe.
Yeah.
Great shot out of Ben,
Great job.
the men's side.
There was some drama before this match. The Ben Richardson needed to leave. He had a flight, an earlier flight. I guess he's got a pretty tight college schedule or something. And it was a large change fee.
Oh, who covered that for him?
I don't know, but they were scrambling trying to find somebody.
And then he decided to change his.
Yeah. And then,
So all the money he's going to win, and the cash bill is going to go to his flight.
yeah. I told him that St. Paul Curling Foundation probably could cover it. He has to talk to whoever's in charge of that.
You like 2 or 1?
So is she
Go 2.
to it, or is she just drawing?
Well, you got room.
How's your Beetle Breezer?
That's all right.
Carl, you enjoying your Beetle Breezer? That's kind of, that
Yeah.
drink is right up your alley. You like those sweet, you like those
drinks?
sweet frou-frou drinks, don't you?
Yeah, they're pretty good.
It's made with rum.
Or vodka. You can go either way.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think it'd
Little
be good
short.
with like a Jamaican, dark Jamaican rum.
come on.
Kind of like a Mai Tai. It tastes a lot like a Mai Tai.
I don't think I've ever had a Mai Tai.
Well, apparently
guys
you
like
should only
drawing?
have them in Hawaii.
Okay. just, you know, once it's
And I have a new
it's
client,
just taken
or
a
I'm
bunch
about
of-
to have a new client in Hawaii, and I am going to go visit that client,
No,
whether
you're
they
not.
want to see me or not.
What island are they on? Do you know?
They're on the Big
I
Island.
don't know. Not sure.
I went to Kauai
Perfect.
once.
I think this is you.
You're an
That's where my
awesome
dad
Saturday.
likes to go.
2014 or 15 or
Four
something.
draws.
I don't know. When
My aunt, there's an island in the
I don't know the last
my,
one. I have time shots.
there's an
we
island
haven't
in
done
the
anything
Hawaiian
in a while.
island chain. I've never been to Hawaii, but there's an
Okay.
island that's like it's a private island. It's Big Island's private, and they have a hunting reserve on there.
Sweet.
Yeah, and my aunt once went there, and Chuck Yeager was there. And so she got to hang out with Chuck
Yeah, even if
Yeager.
we come up
Yeah, got a sign at the time. It was the time when Chuck, you remember he wrote a book?
Buck being fast.
Something like that, yeah. And he got it signed, and it was a hero of my brother's, so she got this book.
Nice.
Yeah. They didn't get along, though,
Wonder
because
Board.
my aunt doesn't like anybody hunting.
Well,
I like one.
so on Kauai, there's hunting
Oh, that
as
was
well,
like on the-
public hunting.
Pretty straight.
Uh,
What do you think?
there's
For top
what
8.
they call the Grand Canyon of the Pacific on Kauai. It's the now I can't remember the name of it, but it's a huge canyon.
Oh, I'm at like 40
It's
minutes
gorgeous.
on my stopwatch. Oh my gosh, not even
And
I should have taken your
40
dollar on this shot here, this
40
draw.
minutes.
there's
Oh, oh,
God.
they hunt deer and grouse.
no.
Yep, go.
I thought it'd be kind of fun to hunt in Hawaii, but
Sorry, Luke,
grouse
control.
hunting in Hawaii in
got it.
85
But
to
it must
90
be
degree
tied in
weather
there
is
well,
not
so-
real attractive.
You know?
Go. You got it.
Boy, they're working hard.
Go.
They are working hard, and they got
shot.
shot out of it.
You guys are so awesome.
Wow.
I love you guys so much.
I guess we got to draw here, don't we? So,
Such positivity
that is not
on
the
that
biggest
team.
hole. We might actually
Anne
have
Marie
to-
is
we might have
fired
to
up.
rub off,
Yeah.
But also good handle.
I'm so sorry.
Because there isn't that much room past that guard.
I would standing ovation.
Nothing off of anything.
On the men's
Or-
side,
Guy.
Thomas
Almost-
Howell throws a hit, rolls
Hit the
under.
nose.
Yellow Rock sitting one
Yeah,
for
yep, it's just there.
Might be
the
like
Fenner
that might be
rink,
better,
and they
to
are
be honest.
desperate need of a point or two here.
Yeah. There's a
That's
lot
okay.
of there were a lot of red in the house
Probably
too.
got to draw.
Mm-hmm.
Straight draw.
Like listen to like the world.
You may have to kind
Young
of
Andrew
cross
calling
that
for a
top
hit
one under because
on
it's
that
really
yellow
close. And everything
Fenner
else is
rock.
weird. Just not sure how tight that board is going to be. So,
Oh. Close.
He doesn't like
Oh,
clap
oh.
just like this. He claps
Ben.
like this.
Ben.
Allison
Ben,
looking to play
Ben.
a draw of
Ben.
her own
Like
here.
clapping with his fingers.
Yeah, do you want to make a bet on this one?
Multiple claps.
Sure.
What are you saying?
I think she will be successful.
Okay.
ASMR.
Allison throwing the out turn draw coming down towards us. She's got plenty of room out there.
And by successful, I mean she's going to miss the guard.
whoa.
Oh, missed it.
Oh, she's got it in the 4 foot and sitting. She's going to tick a little bit. And she did
Almost have
make,
to make it this
well,
way,
Is that 75 cents?
Oh,
maybe?
she got her
she
one.
did make the
50,
shot for
50
one.
cents? Do I get 50 cents for that?
There's his dollar
but no,
back.
it's not.
No, she made the shot for one.
All right.
As much as I hate to hit, I think we have to
That's
move
good because
that
that's the
rock.
only dollar I have.
Well, I mean,
We're back to a 2-point game here, playing the 7th
like
end
this is okay, but
at the 2018
you know, if we ever show
St.
anything,
Paul
that's their out.
Let's Cure Lupus Cash Spiel.
Yeah, I'd love to draw here, and if we do, he's got this,
Okay.
right?
So we're up 2 with hammer and.
Are you guys seeing anything else we can
On
come
the
here
men's
to?
side, the Stopera rink is up 4-0. Playing the 6th end.
Yeah.
Guard, do we want to do the hack weight?
Thirds Rocks. They're in
think so.
full control.
And
with
we
that
got plenty of
4-0
room to
lead.
roll through, you know? 10-5.
I don't really know much about Mark Fenner.
You like
do?
the intern?
No.
I know he works up
Okay.
in Blaine.
Does he?
Yeah. He does. Yeah,
Out turn. Sorry.
I don't. I
out
mean, he
turn.
works at the Four Seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. I skipped a 5 and under team of one year curler and 2 new curlers and myself, and we played a 3-hour 6-end game at night.
Clean.
It ended at like 11. And so Mark was closing up. And I told him, I said, I'm sorry we're taking so long. We can wrap this up. And he said, oh, don't worry, I got a lot to do, and blah, blah, blah.
Is that the whole story?
No, but
if we
it was a nice shot. They got Young Bucks have two yellow in there. And then I saw him a couple weeks later in a different context, and he didn't know it was me. Like, he didn't put 2 and 2 together.
Right.
And he said something like, he's like, oh. He said, yeah, the only problem with that spring curling is sometimes you get some team.
It's real good.
Like the other day, I had a team that took 3 hours for 6 ends. They locked up at 11. I was like,
yeah.
That was really fun, though, because the bartender, at the time, my beard was a little more ragged, and I looked a lot like Luke Skywalker in the current Star Wars. He's got this kind of Mark Hamill with I look a lot like him when I have a long beard. And so the bartender used to always call me Luke, and he'd send the bartender, the waitresses over to deliver my drinks and say, these aren't the drinks you're looking for. And they just thought that was great, all these Star Wars references. I kind of liked it because
Did you?
It made me feel like a celebrity a little bit.
Yeah.
Special attention.
Well, that's good. Did you see the tick shot that I believe Allison Howell made? That was Allison for sure.
Well, I actually have the camera still on.
Yeah, so down here, Andrew.
Watch him finish up there.
Run that back. Nice. Whoa. Cleared the front. Opened the envelope. Ripped it. Ripped the envelope right open.
Fine, we'll kill that.
Oh, my ears are just killing me from these headphones.
Really?
Yeah.
You should go switch with Carl. Go sit over there by the computer and try those headphones out.
Allison trying to make another tick shot, but got a tad bit wider on that one, and through the house it goes.
So he can't freeze to this one, though.
Allison going for another high guard.
We should definitely make sure that we get back to the women's game when Cora throws, because she's from Fairbanks Curling Club, and we have people specifically watching for that.
Okay.
Will do.
Carl, you got to keep attention to that, though.
Yep, got it.
That'll be our switching moment.
We'll either freeze or we'll try to just pick whatever we can see. Yep. Could be the back one, too.
Jordan Moulton coming out with her first rock of this 7th end.
This is Jordan Dropkin's first rock, right?
Jordan playing second.
Go.
Nice guard she threw up there. Perfect weight.
Yeah, line's tight. Line's good. Top 8. Hard. Switch, switch, switch. Good. Good boy, Cord.
How much can you see of either?
Well, probably a sliver of this one and none of that one.
Who's talking?
Yeah, this one and then none
guys.
of this, right?
It's Andrew Stopera talking. Well, that's actually Luke talking, but Andrew was towering over him. His mic was picking him up.
Hold my watch.
Either one you get?
Towering over him. That's kind of what I do when I stand next to you.
That was my
Just in height.
This one.
If you walked into a bar.
Oh, here we go again. How about, why don't we, does that work in a coffee shop? Say you walked into a coffee shop.
Yeah.
And by coffee shop, I mean
a bar.
Coffee shop in, like, Amsterdam or something.
Have you ever been there?
No. Well, I've been in the airport.
Yeah.
I'd like to go. I'd like to go to Bruges, actually.
Where's Bruges?
Yeah.
It's in that area. There's a great movie called In Bruges. You should watch it sometime. I love that movie.
Spell it.
I can't. Maybe it's I-N in Bruges.
Yep.
B-R-U-G-E.
G. Is this a Danish city? Bruges?
Belgium, I think.
Belgium.
And it's a canal city, and it's like one of the few cities that wasn't decimated by bombing, I think.
Yeah.
And
World War II.
Yeah, but this has got Colin Colin Farrell plays
Cora Farrell's in it?
Yeah, Cora Farrell is in this one. No, Colin Farrell plays a hitman who, yeah, a hitman, and there's a couple other people you'd probably know. It's a really good movie. It's very scenic, too.
I wonder if it's on Netflix.
I think that's what I'm going to do that instead of the Vikings game.
Pick the first one.
Looks like
You've seen the movie before?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And you watch it again?
You know, just like the Vikings. I'm seeing
Mine's
the
good.
Vikings here.
Played it earlier and it worked.
It's whatever you like.
Looks like Dubberstein.
All right, so this is
It's curling.
is,
Full cell.
You could
Corey
learn
Hopkins'
something from
last-
that, Carl.
last
Why?
last rock. It looks like it's a little.
It's more fun to keep all the rocks in play.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to get it there. I'll be amazed if he does.
Yeah, it's going to be a biter. Oh. Oh, he was throwing it.
Yeah, that was the, yeah.
A little bit light.
I would say that they had 3 sweepers. It would probably have been more effective just to have Corey come down.
Mm-hmm.
Not really.
Play a tick.
I think Tom's a pretty good sweeper. He's a.
What happened there anyway? Did they steal again?
They
Yeah,
got one.
They won.
Yeah. And now they can use the 5 rock rule
to steal,
to get caught up. All right. So what's going on the women's team?
Well, they got it set up.
Match.
They're throwing lots of guards, and the Dubberstein rink is throwing lots of peels. Garden peel.
Yeah, there's got to be a nice, clever
Good job, ladies.
guard peel, guard peel, guard peel. There's got to be some sort of cool reference of that would just people would be like, yeah, and it would take off.
G&P.
G&P. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's it. That's not it.
No.
Flop and rip.
Yeah, I like that one.
Flop and rip.
We just
You
did the
like
one.
that?
Rip and flop.
Nope, I
Or
don't
do
like
we want
that.
to just go
No?
for the back one?
No.
This one. Huh?
It's got to be something like.
Yeah, but do we want to just go for the back?
Like a whole different name, like.
Yeah, it's got to be like in a different jargon, like a radish. Call it a
Okay.
radish. Oh, you know why? Because you grab it from the garden and you peel it. Something like that.
Ooh. What do you grab from the garden and peel?
Carrots?
Potato.
Carrots?
Peel carrots.
Potato.
Is there something that you peel like a banana, though, you know, from the garden?
Yeah, it could be.
If you had a banana tree in the garden,
Yes!
you could call it
We
the banana.
we got back just in time for Cora's first rock.
Yep.
She has been playing a solid
Clears
game,
the-
and she
the
has
guard
made
and she gets the
another
one in the
pistol of a shot.
There we
Yeah.
go. She's still going.
Yeah.
Nice shot out of Cora right there.
She's probably visualizing catching a big sailfish.
And some tuna.
Yeah.
And some salmon. I was at Jones in the Park. You ever been there?
No.
Restaurant on Snelling. South Snelling.
Floor is what we want.
Down by Highland Park area.
I heard it's pretty good.
Yeah.
It is a little tiny restaurant.
Yeah, you gotta go. Yeah, you
I
gotta go.
live near there. I
fine.
wonder.
Yep.
And it is, you know,
Whoa,
it's a nicer place.
They have napkins.
They have
Cloth.
napkins, and they don't use
That's good.
plastic forks. And they had, I had a piece of salmon there one night. That was,
You wanna
I
go for
still
both?
remember. It was that good.
Look at it, just like
Best piece I've ever had in my life.
Carl, I have a question for you.
Leg line
Yes.
is a little tight.
If you took all the receipts in a week that you spent
I wouldn't want to.
on food, and then you had 2 piles. You had one pile like these are all the places I went out to eat.
Sorry.
Put those in.
My baby
And then
nurse.
all the places where you bought like groceries on another pile. Which pile would be bigger?
Definitely the OT pile.
He doesn't buy groceries.
Are the Vikings winning? Does anyone
I'm never
know?
home.
Are the Vikings winning? Nice.
Allison's curious about the Vikings game.
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
And then she had a big yawn. Coral's second. She's trying to throw the peel.
It's the first one. Just takes the second one.
She rolls
Gets
it
them
over.
both.
Wow, that's
Nice.
a fine shot.
To quote George W. Bush,
Get under there.
Good strategery.
mission accomplished.
Oh.
I think right here.
Didn't he say that? Didn't he have a
About
big
what?
banner above his head?
About what?
It was the
when they got
the war. Remember, he was on an aircraft carrier, and there was big.
When they got Osama.
No, that happened in the Obama administration.
Yes, it
All
did.
right, let's go under that yellow.
Well, the guys are still at it.
Yes.
It's now 4-1. They're playing the 7th as well. And our game here, the gals on sheet 5, is 5-3 in favor of Anne-Marie Dubberstein Rink. Allison Pottinger, with her thrown together wily veterans, are hanging around, and Allison's throwing her first skip stone in the 7th end, trying to come under a high yellow guard.
Here it comes. Stay with it.
It looks pretty good to me.
Looks pretty darn good. It's starting to move. Coming across that center line.
Yep.
And yeah, they got to go.
All the way,
And they want it to drag it for.
Yep. A little more. Yep.
Get it in that 8 foot and have it curl a little bit more. It'd be fine. Nice shot by Allison there. Very nice shot.
Yeah.
Puts a little pressure on her.
You think we can get to it with hack? Okay.
Yeah.
It's almost impossible.
I'll do like a soft hack.
It's so long that it's, you know.
Think that's good? Maybe a little bit more.
Ooh, she's calling for a little more broom. I don't like that idea, but
If there were points for style, that would have got one.
we shall
Just a
see.
couple to have,
This looks
wouldn't it?
like a
But that
lot of broom to me, depending on her weight. I think she called hack. But
No,
if she picks it up a little bit, she could easily tick that red rock over without getting it out of the house and roll herself right out.
Yes.
Opening the door a little bit, but Anne-Marie does have hammer, and the
Hack.
front is wide open, so a draw is available without any issue at this point in time.
Is it almost easier getting to it from the other side at all? Or?
No, I don't think so. We got a pretty dead-on look here, and this is the right way to go at it.
Whoa. Whoa. Off.
And she is out a little bit from that broom by about
Right
a
off.
half a rock.
Yeah, she called him
Jenna!
off right away.
Yeah,
She might get a piece. She doesn't
and
have
she's going to go right by it.
Yeah, she kind of popped it, so.
She was definitely wide of that
Much ice.
broom.
Not much choice, though.
Kind of.
Really.
So, can you
Yeah, so I was
translate
here.
this? She
I thought
said
it was
something that you
pretty
hear a
good.
lot in
It's
curling.
tight.
Right off.
Yeah, what does that mean when you hear a skip say the thrower says right off?
Don't ever touch it. Don't even look at it.
So that probably means that they missed.
By a mile.
That was
Yeah.
really unimpressive.
There's a curling song that we used to do with the
Second
Hacks,
behind
our curling club
I mean,
band.
we could try the old dead even trick,
I don't know
but
what it's called. Maybe it's called the curling song. And it's about,
the other
it's a
option is
really
we would try
funny
this side of center
song.
line,
And they'd
fight-
say,
fighting 8 foot.
one of the, in the
so she's gotta
chorus,
hit and
it's,
roll
you know,
or draw between a four.
never, ever, 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 right off, never, ever, ever,
This is gonna
ever.
have a piece of the
And he
four,
talks
so I
about
think-
why he has great hack weight all the time.
Well, I don't know what that
It's very entertaining. You could probably YouTube it.
looks like a lot of rings, but it's not wearing off the high.
It's a not only lyrically entertaining, but it was a super fun musical score and super fun to play the song.
Maybe up.
That was my favorite song to play along with
Not a whole lot more though. I think
Yeah.
The bowling one?
your line's good.
no Gloria.
Line's good.
Gloria. That was
Oh.
my favorite.
There are a lot of players from Walpole, MA, as well. So I'm sure
Chiming
that
in.
they were probably
That'll
horrified
be
by
more,
my
keep
looking
going,
up
yep, little more.
their name and
That's
not
about as
knowing
good
the.
as
I'm
the
sure there's a
stuff.
much better fact about that town
Nice
than what I
sweeping.
said. But
That's about as good as
I
we
bet
can
the
do.
which player was from Walpole? Do you remember? You had the notes.
Yeah.
We'll just take less.
No, we're just saying.
That would be
good
Jenna
job.
Bercheski.
Yeah. So from now on, whenever Jenna, she is before
I know.
Cora.
You start to feel like they're
Whenever
moving
Jenna
slower, and
is
you're like, oh my God, they're moving
throwing,
so slow
we'll
now.
make sure that we have that end.
Is it Walpole? Walpole.
Yeah.
I suppose
I
that's
mean, we got down there. and I think, you know,
correct
the other options were
pronunciation.
This side of the center
Walpole?
line, dead even.
What wait.
I'm like,
It could be Wapoli.
what are they
Could be. Or Wapoli.
In old
Yeah, exactly.
Wapoli.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, it's so hard to get them perfectly dead even that I'm like, okay.
Anne-Marie going for the straight draw into the 4-foot. She just needs about half of it.
Yeah, this would be a good one to get $1, right?
This would be, yeah. Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Sure.
I see she misses.
It's progress, but it's not.
I know. I'm
funny
going.
that you get the hack.
I'm gonna say-
I'm feeling pretty comfortable. I'm going to have that other $1.
Are you?
Yeah.
Well, you've been taking money from me all weekend, so why not some more? The rich get richer.
Yeah, go.
They are sweeping hard.
Make sure. Go, 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 go.
Sweeping hard. It's just crossing the far hog line. Coming into the house. They're dragging it in.
Looking
It
pretty
looks
good.
heavy. to
Looks
me.
really good.
But it can't
Nice
be.
sweeping by the gals.
Thank you
They
very
were
much.
on that early, and I lose another $1.
Good sweeps.
All right.
Good sweeps, my lovely ladies.
That puts them firmly in control. Playing the 8th end without, but they have a 3-point lead.
You throw it through.
So what's going on the men's side?
Pretty open end.
Yeah.
I don't know what he does. He just has to keep guarding.
They didn't even hang the score. I don't know why that is.
There's nowhere to draw.
It's because they're coddled. They want someone else to do
Like
it
a
for them.
flip run back.
Yeah, do you think should I go out there and hang
Line's
that
tight,
score?
Tom.
I'm
Well then.
kidding.
I'm going to run down there and hang that. I'm going to show them.
The gals just hung
Sounds good.
theirs.
Might have
Yeah.
enough of it.
They're very efficient.
Oh. Yep.
No, that's what I was thinking. How much of the red do you have?
Yeah, we got it.
A normal.
The hack.
Edged it.
Are you sure it's
Well,
I really enjoy when watching these kind of. I mean, enjoy isn't the right
Forward?
word, but I enjoy the body language
real
of seeing
tight.
where people are, and
I think that's fine.
when they're behind or ahead.
I have a good chunk.
If they get a big end.
I said board.
well, that 4-banger in the second end that Anne-Marie's team
I think it's
got
really tight ice,
Yeah.
which is where we want.
Demoralizing.
has proved to stand the test of time in this game.
Board.
I don't feel though. I don't feel
Let's have all of it.
as if, like I feel like Pottinger
Board. You could almost
didn't
go
give
one,
up. I don't
like
feel like they
the
were
way this curls,
demoralized.
so. You like
No,
the
I
they
feel like they kept on trying.
Yeah, it was
just
early.
Didn't work out.
Yeah, it was
we wanna
early
take
enough
tight
where I don't
ice.
think.
Allison is a highly professional lady, and she will stick it out and do her best, keep fighting.
She should have. She I gave her the mic, and I have a technique. I usually put it over the shoulder, tie it up here, and I put it in the back. And she took it from me, and she was going to feed it up the front and all. I'm like, no. I said I didn't go like that. I'm like, oh, I normally do it over the shoulder. She goes, oh, I know that, but I like it this way because when it's over my shoulder, when I lift up, it affects my rock. And I was like,
Nice.
I could tell she was a pro. She put the mic in the right spot,
Good.
upside down, everything.
Wow.
Yeah. The little things
Way
that
better.
I watch.
Pretty good.
So red is
actually put
is
this on
shot. Yellow's got one in the back.
Put it from one. I mean, thought that
All right.
was a hack.
So
We almost actually could have missed it, I think.
What are you thinking about over there?
I'm just thinking that Corey's going to make this drobs, but you don't have any money up.
I got money.
All right, so it's $1. It's my turn.
Yep.
He's definitely going to.
You say he's making it?
He's going to make this shot.
I got to be on the miss side again. What's he doing? Just drawing the 4-foot?
I don't know. However it ends, that's what he wanted to do. If it's a good result.
Is this the hammer?
Line's pretty good. It's a little tight,
No.
Al.
We'll switch the camera over, see how that draw plan goes.
I thought we were already
Hard line.
over there.
No, I'd switch it back.
Hard
He's
line.
trying to get in
Hard
behind
line.
that red rock.
Hard
Yeah,
line.
he has to, right?
I am going to take your $1, sir.
Hard
What is he
guys.
going to go
Get it
by or
high.
what?
He's going to wreck.
Oh, but does he get the point?
Just got to get rid of it.
Oh no. All right.
A little high.
It was not a made shot.
Corey's costing me money.
Yeah.
But throw firm. Give me a
That
little
was
more.
not a made shot. Now I'll give it back to you if he breezes this, though.
Yeah,
Okay.
Firm. You like that ice for firm?
Okay. Pick the easy, why'd you pick the easy ones? Yeah. Actually, a drawing, that was probably pretty easy. If you can't draw to the 4 foot.
What's the rule?
Yeah, you shouldn't be skipped.
That's right. If you can't draw, don't skip. Young Andrew with his, is this the hammer? Yeah.
Good. Clean, clean, clean.
Right on the nose.
All right, so who's up for the...
I think the handshakes come out on the men's side as Stopera gets 2.
Jenna
Bercheski's
up, and I promised
yes.
that I would...
Walpole.
Get the Walpole crew. Yeah. Yeah, and now you can go back to handshakes on 6.
Handshakes everywhere and high fives on sheet 6.
Yeah.
So your 2018 St. Paul Let's Cure Lupus Curling Cash Spiel Championship champs is the Andrew Stopera rink.
Young Andrew Stopera.
Yeah, they played well all weekend.
Did they lose a game?
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And they almost lost to their coach, an old man.
Luke.
Who's that?
Luke.
Bill.
Oh. Well, I think Mark, who do you coach? Yeah, he coaches Stopera. He's the guy that gets paid to coach Stopera.
Yeah, and he played against him. That's what the coach. That's why I said coach and old man. Pay
Oh,
attention, you old man.
I'm sorry. Well, I thought you meant that as the same person.
Yeah. Mark and I have a really unique relationship.
Yeah.
Fostered by spending time together up here. He takes my real estate, and I make fun of him. I don't make fun of him. I just give him a hard time. Yeah. But next year, I'm going to hook him up with. Team monitor mics. You know how when you're gigging, you can have a monitor and you can cue in just the right. Like you can say, oh, I want to have a monitor in my ear, and I want to hear my voice and the bass guitar or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to hook it up so that the 2 team mics, I'm going to have them on monitors so that the coaches can plug in and only hear their teams.
Ah.
All right, well, let's concentrate on this. Now, who started first, the men or the women?
The women.
All right.
But the women are playing 8, and the men only played 7.
Good point.
And
no.
Is she going to try? Is she trying to tick this or take it out?
Dubberstein rink is ripping guards.
All right. I was going to say that she's going to get this one, but
garden rip.
Wasn't it a radish?
Yeah, it's a radish.
You don't peel radishes, do you?
No. You put salt on them and eat them.
Slice them.
Yeah.
What do you peel out of the garden, Adam? What do you eat out of the garden that you peel? Carrots? It seems to be the #1 answer in the survey.
Is there anything else you peel other than vegetables?
Bananas.
How about other than plants?
Orange.
Oh. That's a plant.
Peel rocks.
Yeah, but that's not curling and not a plant. How about curling? You peel wire? No, you don't. Right. I'm gonna call it a carrot. I think you're gonna start carroting, harvesting carrots.
Boring.
And when someone says
wrong,
someone says, "What is it?" I'll say, "Well, you go to the garden and you pick up a carrot, you peel it, and then you go back out to the garden,
peel,
pick up a carrot, peel."
Couldn't have waited.
No.
Yeah, and the rock could be a carrot. Like, why do you call that a carrot?
Well,
it's because you pick it, you guard it, and then you peel it.
You peel tomatoes, and they're red.
Not all the time. You don't always peel carrots either.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
You slice them. So you can peel a tomato, and you got red rocks representing that tomato, so you can call it a tomato.
Wrong. I like carrot. From now on, that's going to be my term. Oh, they put a carrot there. Why'd you call that a carrot? Oh, because it's about to be peeled.
From the garden.
That garden.
Yeah.
All right, turn the mics over.
Sure has been fun, buddy.
Close. Whoa. Close.
Cora, coming out.
Close.
Another fine shot. Just going to rip that
now.
tomato right out of there and roll on out.
Sorry, I should've
Mr.
called you
Freeman has posted a comment. He says, I've enjoyed your commentary today,
I am still
Chris and
on
Scott.
the learning curve.
It almost seems like you know what you're talking about.
Did he spell your name right?
Absolutely.
With a K?
Yes.
Did he?
Yeah. Hey, we go way back. You know that story you're saying about the cans up in The Last Chance?
Yeah.
He invited me to go on that trip, so I could have been there, but I couldn't. I had some sort of commitment. That would have been fun.
Yeah.
Although I don't know if I could have handled that long of. I'd need empty bottles.
Well, he's a horseshit curler, so you didn't really miss anything.
A little more.
Oh, I don't know if I'd agree with that.
All the way, yep.
I'm just trying to get him to comment
whoa,
more.
Whoa, it's okay. Whoa.
I would say more like chicken shit.
Ah.
Yeah.
I mean, they can definitely make a play with that. but it's not
Chicken
gonna be
shit
garbage.
bingo.
Yeah.
I'd like to play that
2.95?
sometime.
I actually
That was
have
the first time you
heard
were like,
that that's
No,
big
wait,
in
we won't
Walpole.
roll out, don't worry.
I thought it was cockfighting. It's big in Walpole.
Yeah.
Still play 9-5. We can cross face.
I think that's Brooklyn.
No, that'd be the Bronx. Or maybe,
In old Walpole.
maybe it is Walpole.
Da, da, da.
We don't really know.
No. Well, I'm going to get the answer.
We could Wikipedia it and see.
We're going to do 90,
Yeah.
9-5.
Or is someone still watching from
Well, how are they going to?
Jenna Berchesky's hometown?
Yeah, they said they have a bunch of people.
Well, they could phonetically spell it on your thing there. Wa-pole-lee.
All right, well, before they tell us, maybe we should bet on.
I got a buck.
Bet $1. Bet
Yeah,
another $1.
so
I am going to say it's Wapole.
Mostly because I don't
that's what I wanted to say.
All right, I'll say it's
No,
Walpole.
no. You're going to say Walpole?
Yeah.
All right, and I'll say Wapole.
So the E is silent. That's basically
Yeah, that's
the
what we're
difference.
saying. Is the
Yeah.
E silent or not?
Yeah.
In old Wapole.
Oh, and we got
Oh,
a flash. Oh, and she giggles. And they kind of got a couple of red rocks up there that could possibly be split on. They do have hammer. We saw this in the semifinal game where Mr. Burr's rink was down 3 with
I don't think I can
against
balance it off. I think this was a
Stopera,
straight jam on it.
playing
I
the
got
last
to
end,
bounce off of it. I don't think this is gonna
down
be easy.
3,
The only
and
way to get
lo
this
and
to
behold,
somewhere
got
is
their
to
3 on a miss.
Tied it up.
Tied it up, only to lose on a fine
You mean, like,
shot
I
by
gotta
young
throw, like,
Andrew in the 9th end with the last rock.
And try so
And we've decided that Mr. Burr is sneaky.
Yeah.
Because I really, like, I know I can get the shooter on if I
Yeah,
go
I
this
don't
way,
think
but I
actually
don't
that
think
was a
this guy should
decision.
do
I
that.
think that was more like you just declared it.
Okay.
I mean, maybe
Oh,
you
the
think
Eagles
if I
get a
go,
touchdown.
You didn't.
Do you think if I go here, it would drag it?
Case Keenum, third in passing, 377 yards, 2 touchdowns, and interception. We didn't need that guy. Didn't need him. Andrew Luck.
Excuse me. The Lions beat the
I don't
Packers
know. I
today.
mean, I think both are hard.
I wonder if I can get
Don't
that
get
TV
to say that
turned
too
off.
often.
If anybody would be upset if I turned the TV off, so I wouldn't know how the game
not
ended.
How are the Brewers doing? That's what I want to know. They were on.
All right, so Journey Dog.
Is it on there?
Yeah, wall
I have to
pole.
tell Norm and hope the shooter will go to here.
I'm assuming wall pole.
Well,
I'm no E. That means you're right, I think, because I had the wop in
I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to think of some way to get
Wapole.
two on, whether-
Walpole.
whether
Yep.
it's the
Walpole.
shooter or the middle
So
one or that
Journey
one.
Dog,
I'm gonna-
Journey. Is this Twitter or something?
No, this is the.
No.
This is. Do you know any Journey
It's a
songs?
chat.
Yeah.
I think we could do that. Let's do that. The board, I don't think it'll be that hard to call.
When the lights go down in the city.
10?
Then what happens
10's too much.
in the
Probably,
song,
eh? 10's too much for them on the 6.
Chris?
Well, I was
10
thinking
down.
they
It's
said
like-
10.
Yeah, I think maybe.
10-15.
Thank you
Okay,
for
so
getting rid of my last dollar.
Thank you, Journeyman Dog.
Is that it?
Journey Dog.
Journey Dog, Journey.
Enjoy your journey, dog.
Allison's got a tough shot coming up here to try and split those in.
Well, yeah.
I think so, right?
Why does she have to split them in? Why is? Can't she
She's
just-
got to get 3 rocks in the house at some point in time, and she probably feels this is her
That was
best
pretty close.
opportunity
Yeah.
because if she doesn't do it now,
I don't know. I mean, I think the other one's just as
they'll
hard.
probably rip
The
those
other one, it goes
Well, I don't know. She comes in under there, then she hits her open shot, right? And she only gets 2.
I need a little more.
So, yeah, she's got to get this.
But then you could do this shot after that. Come over, you got 1. You take that out over there, and then you could do this shot. And then maybe you have something to hit. Whatever.
Yeah, they probably did discuss doing it now or with her last.
I think she's got to get both of them in right now, because either way they're just going to hit the open rock.
Yep. Yep.
Well, if her shooter stick's there, though, she can always come over. Well, it doesn't matter then.
Yep, all the way. Yep, hard, girls. Hard, girls.
Looks like it's over curling.
Hard, 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 hard.
Yeah, she's on the right side of it.
Oh, not thin enough. Sorry.
Yeah, she did not hit that with the right shot.
Lock it on there. Oh.
Should we throw like peel?
Oh, is that a carrot back there? No.
Well,
Sorry,
it's not,
Courtney,
because
a
it's
little
not
more brewmade.
garden anything.
Hey, Chris, we got both the mics back up here already.
Okay.
Nice.
We'll do peel.
They're both hard to get 2 on with.
I know it's possible for sure.
I know.
We're throwing peel.
The other one.
Well, I mean my peel, which is
the other one I was pretty sure it was probably easier.
Well,
to steer on, but I wasn't sure.
ladies and gentlemen, this shot is for $3,500 if I'm not mistaken, or something like that. How much?
2,000.
2,000 for the women.
Yep.
Oh, it was closer than I thought.
Because apparently women don't need as much money.
Well, they didn't have as many entries.
Yep.
So that's why.
Exactly.
Don't try to make it a gender.
That's exactly why.
So I wouldn't mind putting $500 in my pocket for a weekend of curling. And she's made the shot. And the hands are coming out.
Shot.
Good curling.
Congratulations.
Good curling. Good curling. Good curling. Good curling. Good curling.
And there you see it, folks. That's your 2018 St. Paul Let's Cure Lupus Cash Spiel Women's Championship winner, Dubberstein. Dubberstein from
Portage.
All over the place,
Portage,
actually.
Wisconsin is where Anne Marie is from.
Yeah, Walpole. Fairbanks. And Howell is from like Pennsylvania or something like that, I think. Their family.
Yeah.
Well, that was great.
That was super fun. Chris, as always, Terrapin Curling did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
Web streaming games.
Very nice job all weekend.
If you want to give to the cause, just call Chris, and he's got a foundation going for donations.
If you donate to the St. Paul Curling Club Foundation, and then write in the little thing, I want to buy a camera for if anybody, we'll name the camera for you.
Yeah.
If you donate $500, we'll give you your name on that camera, and for the rest of the web streaming ever, we'll always say, this is the
blah, blah, blah.
The Journey Dog Journey
camera
from Walpole. Old Walpole.
La, la, la.
All right, good night, folks.
Thank you. Had a great time.
Yeah, cheers.
There we go.